The loss. I've been taking it way back, say Jack. Been my own wicked woman on the track while you twerking in the trap. I'm gonna get them plaques. Yeah, my mind is on them racks. I'm just thinking loosely facts. Go and get that contact with your loose leaf ass. Leaning on the wall with your bathroom pass. Need a Wonder Woman in your life, how fast? How I'm gonna tell the truth, but you puff up pass. Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. She back, huh? For unlawful carnal knowledge, I'm wedged into worry while they suck and hurry. I'm just skating, do my derby. Watch these cameras all pervert me. Won't respect my name and dirt me, but I woke up early. Even when I'm fucking late, I'm applesauce and frosting the cake. Bake your plate A while they ingenuity's ace. I'm planning an escape with the Save the World 10.8. Love potion number 9, fine dine. I want a piece of American pie. Lie under pudding pop shop that I ate the chocolate up. Why they sell me Californication? Afro on Rodeo blaxploitation, and all this to the congregation.
Well, Val, you fucked that intro up.
You told me to stop it.
Where was the countdown and Boo's fucking thing?
I thought that's where you wanted me to stop it.
The picture. Well, guys, welcome to another episode of the District of Misfits show. Val fucked up, so Val's got to take a drink. I am Marcus Bradley Dunn, the Pasteurized chef, and what the fuck, Val? Even Jamie doing it wrong.
Listen, Marcus, you didn't explain to me what you wanted me to do, so.
He wanted you to speak his vernacular.
Fuck off, Jamie.
Ah, you like that, right?
I did like that. Well, I hope everybody in Washington, D.C. and around the land had a better weekend, but probably not. Kind of sucked. What the fuck? Well, tonight we have two people who I feel like are experts in this field who will kind of explain it to me a little bit because I'm a fucking moron. And so is Jamie. Jamie's a complete moron. We are waiting for Boo. I am talking. We're waiting for Boo tonight. Boo is working. He'll be on in a little bit.
Man, I will fuck you up.
Marcus?
You are not tonight.
White man.
I'm confused as to who Marcus thinks he is today. He tells women to be quiet and shut up. He tells black men to be quiet. He's talking. What?
You know what?
Well, I am talking.
I mean, do you I'm always like, the post that I see every time I'm not around some white people to smack them by the grace of white Jesus is
you expecting me?
Shit. I always see this post about the chick who got Emmett Till killed, right? And it's like it pops up every couple of months. It's like she's still alive, walking around, eating, drinking, fucking, had kids.
I would fuck her up.
Yard. And like every time I see that, I'm like, there's never a white person around to smack with us. Like, it's just, oh, bitch.
I mean, if there's any time to smack me, it was last night.
You were fine. It's okay.
You should be used to it by now.
On Valerie's car.
You really should have smacked him yesterday. You should have smacked Bradley when he was at your house.
Okay.
I mean,
he didn't do nothing but go in my bathroom and miss the toilet.
to be fair, I was tequila drunk, and I've been in the sun all day.
Oh, man.
And that's still no excuse to miss the toilet. I should have just gone in the shower and took a piss.
You know what?
Why'd you even stand up to piss, Marcus? You normally sit.
Listen, if there's one thing that I learned from my brain injury and not being able to have balance and having to sit down to piss, then it's sitting down to piss is awesome.
See, I get stuck on the toilet. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a man who will admit that I've been too tired to stand there while taking a piss. My only problem is, like, if I sit down, I pull my phone out.
Right, yeah, right.
And now, like, my legs are tired and sleep and shit. Like, you know that pins and needle feeling or whatever?
Yeah.
You ever been on the toilet that long?
Yeah.
Of course we
have.
have.
Your legs fall asleep.
You catch me drunk enough, or I'll just be in there like, oh my God, look, 35% on pinto beans.
All right, so before we get too far into pinto beans and shit, tonight's guest, Ian, is a current guest host. He's been on shit ton of times. And first timer, Crystal Ellerbe, will be on, or is on. She's the one in the bottom left. Right? It's the bottom left? Yeah, it's bottom left. She has started a new podcast with us called...
She's right there.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Starting a new podcast called Topless Government, which I'll show it to you later. So that will be coming on. It's supposed to be in 2 weeks, but since everything fucked up happened this week, we're going to start it this week. So get that ball rolling.
Another day.
Well, welcome, Crystal. We're excited to have you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
That's it? That's all you got?
What? That's all? I mean, I thought we were...
No,
Are you talking to her or me?
I'm talking.
It's unclear.
All right, Val, do the call of actions, please, before I kill everybody.
Okay. Well, welcome, everybody. You are watching the District of Misfits show, the drinking show with a podcast problem.
I'm sorry. I read the first minute rule, and I was like, oh, that's right.
First 10-minute rule. It's 10 minutes. We still got 4 minutes.
We're only at 5:57 right now.
We fucked that one up already.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the District of Misfits Show. You can find us on Twitch, right? At the District of Misfits.
Sure, go in that order. It's fine.
Huh?
It's fine, keep going.
On YouTube, the District of Misfits Show. Please like and subscribe to our channel. You can also find a lot of other content like Ian's show, Grande Lac.
Hold please.
Huh? And previous District of Misfits shows, as well as the DC as Fuck show. There's the Grande Lac. And if you would like to be a guest on our show, or if you would like to start your own podcast, as lovely Crystal is going to be doing shortly, please email us at districtdogfacestudio@gmail.com.
Yay. All right, so Crystal, what we do on here, we have safe words, and those are to protect you from me and Jamie.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
you're making that face out of like he's not lying.
yeah,
He is not lying. A couple months ago, I was like, I might blow DMX. Like I literally said that shit. So yeah, he was dead too.
Super bright.
he did say that. He did say that.
Yeah, very very funny segment. But I'm pretty sure that our guest forgot what her safe word was and just started saying random shit. So
Well, speaking of that, Jamie, go first.
Oh shit! I never go first with safe words. We didn't get a chance to walk around the room.
Lemon. Lemon. Okay. Was it a lemon party or just lemon?
No, it's just a lemon next to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like right next to me.
Valerie Torres.
Mine is tahine.
Tahine.
I had a lot of it this weekend.
She did. Mine will be barbecue.
I like it.
And Taronji.
Whiskey.
That's fair. Crystal.
I don't know.
Just pick something. Kaiser Soze the shit.
Do what we all do in The Usual Suspects. Kaiser Soze it.
Just look around the room.
Okay. Oh, okay. Black Rose.
Has to be one word.
One word.
Oh, black.
Yeah,
Sure.
you're black, so you might say black.
What if she was green?
Oh,
Then she can't use green. All right, fine. Black it is.
black, right? Because I'm new to this shit. Come on.
You're getting the hang of it already.
8 minutes and 44 seconds.
We're almost there.
You'll be just fine. You'll be just fine.
Yeah. Just be glad it's not the DC as Fuck show anymore.
Right.
All right, so we had one good thing that happened this week, and it was Miss Torres turned 50. So happy birthday, Valerie.
Happy birthday.
Congratulations. Welcome to the club.
Happy birthday, Val.
Thank you. It was lots of fun from what I remember. I cut my hair at the party. Truth be told, hi, Billy. My friend Billy Riley, he was in DC area for a very, very long time, for many decades, and now he is relocated to Charleston. So love you, Billy. Miss you.
I like Charleston.
So I had the haircut at around 8:30. He was kind of my guy who does my hair, John Clinton. He was a little bit late, so he started. They're supposed to be at 8. He came around 8:30. So from 8 up until 8:30, I really hadn't had a lot to drink. So that's my guy, John, right there. I'd maybe had, 2-3 beers and maybe one shot. From the time I got my hair cut until we presumably left at 1 o'clock in the morning, I have very little recollection. So, I mean, thankfully, I have lots of pictures to remind me of what happened.
I like this one best.
Otherwise, that photo credit has to go to Joshua Chazon. He's the one who.
It looks like you're having a heart attack. Like you just hit the lottery. And,
I like how the candles sort of like the negative of the candles end up.
Who did Red Fox call out? Who did Red Fox call out on the damn show?
Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, huh?
Elizabeth, I'm coming. Look, you about to tell Elizabeth I'm on my way.
I mean, I did turn 50.
My aunt told me on her
Marcus,
50th
can you show the
birthday.
pictures of my hair before and then after?
Let me find them if I can find them.
My aunt told me that her 50th birthday was like her 21st birthday. The only difference is how much it hurt the next day.
So those are all after photos. Like
there
at the end.
There we go.
That's how long my hair was before I cut my hair.
Wow.
And then what about the picture of him holding my ponytail? That's how much was cut off.
Dang.
And apparently that's worth $2,000.
I don't think 2,000, maybe 200. He said.
No, I heard 2,000.
I don't think 2,000.
I paid attention.
That's the pencit. That's the pencit that my aunt made.
Quick conversational shift. Damn, I'm good as shit. You guys follow college football by any chance?
Nah, Ian does.
Sometimes. Depends.
I do.
I know me and Marcus are both Hurricane fans. But Jaden Rashad, number 7 quarterback in the 2023 class, whatever one's coming in next, just signed a $9.5 million endorsement deal.
Good for him.
And when I say, so I'm super happy about this. I'm super excited about it. But so the kid from Texas, the running back from Texas, signed a deal that came with a free Lamborghini of Austin.
Jesus Christ!
And he's 21 years old, riding around Austin, Texas, in a fucking Lamborghini. And when I say the NCAA fucked this up for themselves, because originally it was like, hey, they were just asking for like a stipend. Like, let's pay the kids, like you give them something like $300 a week. You know what I mean? That way they're not like stealing laptops. A lot of these kids are poor, stealing laptops, selling drugs. You can buy yourself a code if you need it or whatever like that. But no, they let this shit go to the Supreme Court, and this shit just hit the fucking fan. Because 9.5, he hasn't played a college down yet.
Mm-hmm.
9.5 million.
Good for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, congratulations, my dude.
Yeah,
yay.
No doubt. Get all of it. Get all that money. Touchdown.
I am here for it. Shit.
For real. There's Baviak. Back to the birthday party, man.
Let them get all the money they can, man. I'm 100% here for it.
There's some boo at some DC as fuck District of Misfits show. Love. Jamie, did we FaceTime you at video chat with you at one point?
Y'all tried to, it just wouldn't go through.
This was one of the photos that I had on my phone that I was like, I don't understand what's happening. I apparently have blacked out the whole fact that I went behind the bar and started dancing with them.
You were dancing a lot.
And
Carl and I said, once you start dancing, you're drunk.
No, see, here's the thing. I discussed this with Hassan yesterday. You just have not ever seen me in the bar dancing, Marcus. We've always gone to pubs and shit.
Okay.
But Carl has seen me dance. There's Gracie. Thank you to Gracie for letting me do this insane fucking party at her bar.
Whatever. That motherfucker made money. Fuck her.
Whatever. Not very many other places would have let me.
There are 100 bartenders there.
Cut my hair, do all that stuff, take over her spot. That's why I did it there. So these are, I've talked about this in the past. These are my 4 June babies. So Erin, who's been on our show before with the glasses, her birthday was June 6th. And then Tammy next to her is June 13th. So a week later. I do dance, Erin. See, people don't know. And then Mary Beth, her birthday was on the 18th, 2 days before mine. And then mine was the 20th. So between Erin and me, as the 2 weeks, there's 4 of us who had birthdays. Those are my June baby friends.
There's the Vals.
There's the Vals. Val with her hairdo also.
There's Boo with the love of his life. He's so happy in this picture.
Who made me laugh? Yeah, there were a lot of people. I appreciate everybody who came. First of all, who wished me happy birthday, who texted or messaged or whatever. I got a lot of Facebook messages, also text. Ian, thank you for your text. I appreciate that. My family, of course, were just like calling and texting. And then my aunt called me at 7 a.m. I was like, why? Yes. Because she's crazy. But and then I truly appreciate all the people who took the time to come to Town Tavern. Thanks, Greggy. For moral support with me. I thought for some reason I thought that I was gonna get upset about my haircut, but I didn't. It was as soon as he snipped it off, I was like, thank God this shit's gone. It was so long. I was so tired of it. But yeah, so I'm gonna be donating it. I haven't mailed it yet. I still have to mail it this week sometime. So I'll be mailing it out, and hopefully one or two children will benefit from my long ass hair that I cut off.
I sent my son's hair. When my son cut his hair, I sent it for Locks for Love.
Did you?
For Locks for Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, my barber actually has like the packaging for it and like the whole 9 yards. And I was like, shit that shit.
Yeah.
Shit. It was fucking down there like the back of his knee. And I was like, you done with this shit, I'm done with this shit. Like, somebody get a nice little wig out of this.
How long was Jamie's hair when you cut it?
He was about 1.5 feet.
Wow.
About 1.5 feet. It was definitely like this. You can't see it, but take that, then times about 2.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was like wash combed and like pulled down, like back of his neck.
Wow, that's awesome.
We never cut it, so
you
get your hair cut at 6. Yeah, you got some space.
There is this one place that I was like, because I was trying to see what organization that I would donate to, and there's one organization that you can, if you donate your hair, if you pay like $100-something, they'll actually track for you who your hair goes to, and like they'll send you pictures and stuff. But I think I decided, huh?
Oh, I wouldn't be able to take that. That'd be a video.
That would make me a
video of me and Marcus cry.
Just cry.
Right, well, then maybe I'll change my mind and just send it to that. Just so you guys can start crying. Just to see, just another video of Jamie and Marcus crying.
Fuck y'all. Shit ain't funny.
Crying. Biggest assholes on the damn show. Tearing up thinking about shit.
Jamie, where's your towel? Your towel away from
right now. Like, hold on. Like, she okay? She gonna be okay? Like, fuck. Can't do this shit, yo.
So I have a shit ton of memes this weekend, as you can imagine. I have a ton of memes.
Sure you do.
And so Jamie, you said something earlier about being black in this country, and this is nothing new to you.
Man, look.
No, that is what this one is about.
Literally, yes, it is. LOL. Them, this isn't America. I know. This is not who we are. We are better than this. Me.
Are we? But are
you know what? I'm a black bartender who works at a bar where a lot of white people come, and I make that face a lot. I make that face a lot. I'm like,
same, Jamie. Same.
Okay. Like, all right, yeah. I can't believe America's being so racist right now. I'm like, right now? This is just new to you? Like, Jesus. Nah, fuck the poor. Man, look. Shit. Well, my mom didn't raise me that way. Well, who the fuck did?
There we are. There we are.
Alrighty. So while we're all here tonight,
I think black guys. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I hear that a lot. That's my personal favorite one from white women. I date black guys. Like, all right, cool. You and your master slave porn and shit.
So I wonder what I'm gonna find if I look up slave porn.
Oh no, Marcus, don't. That's gonna fuck up your.
Don't do
Actually,
it. Don't do it.
Funny enough, a whole lot of shit just popped up.
See, you should have used the incognito, Marcus. The incognito browser.
Don't click it. Don't click on it.
Marcus, I made this mistake a couple Christmases ago with elf porn.
Elf porn.
A lot of elf porn.
Yikes.
In every category.
All of them.
All the categories.
Crystal, I can see your face every category. Like, it couldn't tell me gay, straight, trans, interdimensional, extraterrestrial. It was just like everybody fucking with Santa head.
That's so wrong.
And a lot of curled toes. I was like, this is weird. I wasn't ready for that. Guess I watched a video or two. Hey, look at, we've all masturbated to something weird. Yeah, it's all right.
Shelby,
so you're just getting the full treatment right now. Just wait till Boo comes.
Here's what Jamie jerks off to.
Ew.
Oh.
Crystal, guess whose feet that is?
I actually know. I know
yours.
I know whose feet those are.
Who's on it? You may guess.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean,
Yes.
come on, Ian. I think we've showed it multiple times while you've been on the show.
Nope. I just know that shit.
Let's be real.
That's not the elf I'm talking about. Sex Slaves. Oh yeah, written by Tyler Perry. Be a lot more men in that.
So wait. So before we even get into like the bulk of what we were going to be talking about, there was some other fun stuff. Marcus and I worked at the barbecue cook-off event this weekend, and it's the first time that they've held it since COVID again. So it was good to see people out and about. We were working for Q Mixers. I was surprised at how many people had no idea what a michelada was, and then B, the ones who did actually like love the michelada and were like, "Oh, it's my favorite breakfast drink." I was like, "That's amazing." So we were mixing Bloody Mary their Bloody Mary mix, which was actually really good, and Estrella Jalisco. Yeah. We also had a lot of leftover. So
we have a lot of shit. If you guys want any,
so this show is sponsored by Q Mixers, also by Tahine.
I heard there will be a check.
Well, there actually might be, because I met the regional director of Tahine. She fucking loved me. I got her drunk. I got her hammered this weekend. So
that's what I'm fucking talking about. Get them drunk. That's how I do it. There you go. How Dad did it.
She gave me cases of Tahine.
That's how Bill did it.
One of the interesting things, going back to football for a little bit. One of the, Marcus, what's my safe word? Shit! I've already forgotten.
Black.
Mine is Tahine. So right by where we were, it's like the whole thing is open tents, all the community coming out, and there's a bunch of stages and all these local vendors and vendors from all over the place coming together, and our lovely nation's capital football team, the Washington Commanders, the commies,
the no draws.
They were the only place, the only area that had glass enclosed air conditioning trailer and a full luxury RV that was fenced off, that their people were hanging out right in front of. And I was like, if you're trying to change your image to the people, this is not the way to do it.
For the amount of money Dan Snyder about to lose, bro, you should have been out there in an Airstream.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
Like, bro, we already know you a rapist. Like, come on now, Kevin. They got an air conditioning unit.
Well, that's why he's getting subpoenaed by Congress.
I was like, oh, is that where you're gonna, just so everybody can be on display, like, like in a glass enclosed, sex area where you're gonna be, or was it open and like clear so they would show that like nothing untoward was happening in their trailer?
Right. There's nothing going on here. Look at this silly shit.
That's where they were.
Oh wow.
Are there players in there?
I don't know. There weren't. No, it's just like the.
I'm about to say, damn, that's kind of monkey in the zoo-ish. Like, please don't let no players.
No, there weren't any players. It was all. It's just the organization.
I mean, now, like, why you show up? Ain't nobody here to see you. Like Christopher Johnson, head of A&R for the Redskins. Like, motherfucker, I'm not here to get your autograph. Like, the fuck?
But then, there's Tahini.
And then the scene.
Damn, that shit's good. And then they had this new habanero one that, like, I don't really like hot stuff, but
he put up plate glass air conditioning to prove that he had white workers. Look, hey, look at all the white people who work for me. Fuck that dude, yo. Shit.
It literally was the first thing that I noticed when we went there yesterday. I was like,
man.
I'm sorry. I was walking towards the stage, and look what I see over here on the left. These motherfuckers.
I'm an Eagles fan. I don't feel bad for anybody, but like every once in a while, I'll be like, damn. Like, damn, DC. Like, that fucking sucks.
It does suck.
It does suck. It's like that. It's absolutely like that. I can't defend those people. I can't defend that. I can't defend Snyder. Can't defend the organization.
Right.
It's garbage. It's garbage top to bottom, but it's the team I grew up rooting for.
A little bit. I can defend the Eagles, a lot of it. It's like that guy on TikTok who's like, you chose your favorite team when you were 10 and you stuck with it. It's like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did too. I did too.
We all did, sir. We all did. We got hosed, Tommy. We got hosed. Fucking tell you. I was an Eagles fan in the 90s, goddammit.
Yeah, your life sucked.
Fuck.
I mean, this decade is the only one for bad for me with the Giants. So it's
wow.
I'm Redskins back to the 80s.
Same, all the way.
You remember winning seasons? That's even more fucked up. Like, no, we were good. It's like talking to Cowboy fans and shit. You'd be like, all right, bro, I remember 92, 91 happened. I get it. And then you had 96. And then you got this dry spell.
Speaking of dry spells, there might be a whole lot more dry spells going on.
Oh, you can't nobody fuck no more.
Yeah.
It's true.
That was an awkward transition.
Right?
Yes, it was.
That's what I do. I mean,
no
we can always go back to that.
No.
Oh, black.
Tahini, please.
So we're not even a half hour in, and Crystal's used her safe word twice.
Yeah.
Right. It's only gonna get worse, baby. It's only gonna get worse.
She's got to be.
Crystal, I promise your podcast will not be like this.
No, I'm not. Look, I'm a black woman. It's a man's world, and I'm just paying rent.
Well, we need to change that, right?
Yes, we do.
So this lady made this joke at Looking Glass, and I didn't catch it at first. And I'm usually sharp about these moments. And she was like, abortions have gone down and hanger sales have gone up. And I was like, ooh, what you say, bitch? Like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And I was like, excuse me. Like, I need to repeat that shit one more time. What you say,
20 minutes later.
20 minutes later. Fucking shocked. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Fucking shit, man.
Fucking
shit. Anyway, on that note.
On that note, what?
Yeah, I've seen that over the weekend.
Well,
at least France president, he's going to. They're in the process of passing a constitutional amendment on protecting abortion rights.
Good.
And in our third world fucking country, what do we have?
Shit, we all should move to France.
Yes, my chosen family lived in Paris for a while.
I ain't gonna hold you. French people be funky, yo. I'm not trying to be a dick. Like my parents went to France like 2-3 years ago, like before the pandemic, and my mom told me how my dad cussed my mom the fuck out. They were going to a creamery, you know, one of them cheese stores and shit like that, and my dad wouldn't go in. And she said apparently she was like, "Fuck you, bitch! You ain't gonna have me out here smelling all European." And so you walked out, he's out there starting to argue by his damn self, like damn, daddy, like you just out there cussing random people out. Funky ass French motherfuckers, woo! I can't stand that shit. I keep getting people coming to the looking glass after jogging. I'm like, you funky motherfucker, like, go wash. Like, hit a ball or something, shit. Line that coochie, like, spray some cologne. I'm coming here smelling like back balls and shit like that. Yeah. Y'all remember Badissi? Remember Badissi? That's what they be coming and smelling like and shit. Like, you just came from, like, just in the train ran on you. And you was going to walk in my bar and sit there all comfortable and shit like that. Like, God damn, you funky as shit. I'm natural. He's naturally nasty, bitch. Just wash. Go home.
Do something. Spray something.
Speaking of coochies.
Oh.
What is the matter with you?
Hey, Val.
Oh, Jesus, take the wheel.
Val, I got a question for you.
Yes.
How much? Just ballpark figure. Like, not even to take the picture, just to wear the motherfucker. Like, what would your freaky, nasty old white man number be? You thinking about it, though, right?
Yes, you think.
Like, man, like shit, these bills are piling up. Tampons about to be $150 a pack.
So are they going to outlaw tampons too?
No. I think I'm pretty sure the pink tax is probably going to go up though.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not high enough already.
Yeah. I buy boy go shit. I buy booty wipes, like you know, ones that wipe your ass or whatever, and I get the pH balance ones. Cause you know, women come here, everybody takes a shit. You know what I mean? But like the regular ones cost XYZ, but the pink tax on the pH balance ones is like it's like an extra $5, and it's like this is ridiculous.
Aaron, is that $60 you'll wear the outfit?
What?
What? No, 60. Old man. 60.
You wear it for 60. Nasty. Nasty. I'll wear that shit if somebody paid my cell phone bill.
I'll wear the fucking outfit. Let's do it.
So we should.
Marcus would wear it for free.
All right, guys.
I'm a big fan of selling out.
Let's do this.
All right. Well,
Torres, before we get started, let's do the call of actions.
Okay. Well, you are watching the District of Misfits show. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the District of Misfits show. You can find us also at YouTube at the District of Misfits show as well. Our YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. On Twitch, the District of Misfits. We're gonna start doing Twitter again because we need people to.
I started back up.
Yeah. So on Twitter, we are at DC Misfits. If you are interested in being a guest on our show or in starting a podcast of your own, please email us at districtdogfacestudio@gmail.com. Boom. Anyway, so we know why we have Crystal and Ian on the show today. Unless you have been living under a rock. Past couple days, Supreme Court handed down a decision in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization that overturned Roe v. Wade. And that happened on Friday. Ian or Crystal, what are your thoughts on all of that? And, we have Ian, who is our resident constitutional law expert. We'd like to hear what you guys have to say about this. This is a little out of my wheelhouse. I just know how I feel, like, viscerally about it. What are your all thoughts? Crystal,
I want to hear
would you like
Crystal's
to go first?
When I heard about it, I was in the office and I was completely and utterly dismayed, angry, disgusted. And then I was watching MSNBC, and Lester Holt was interviewing the head of the Susan B. Anthony pro-life organization. And she pretty much came out and said what their plan is and what it's going to continue to be. I mean, abortion rights are gone. And, I'm 55 years old and I've lived under the protection of Roe v. Wade for 50 years. It's gone. And it's not only that. Because the past decisions like Planned Parenthood versus Casey, and then also Roe versus Doe, it was all based on privacy. So now we're going down the line where, Uncle Clarence Thomas is talking about taking away contraceptions. But one thing that he does forget is Loving versus Virginia. Surprise, surprise.
He said that on Friday. He said that on
Friday.
We're coming for everything except for Loving versus Virginia. I was like, because you married to a white woman.
Right.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with marrying to a white woman. I get that.
No,
So
it's not.
Not trying to sound like the coach from North Carolina who was proud to be married to a white woman. I caught that part, but like, bruh, like, we know why you ain't coming for that one.
Yeah, I know.
Right, but that's the thing, is it like, so except for whatever it is that personally affects me. So fuck you. Like, you want to get you're looking to hit all these other things. They're gonna come for that too, bitch. You think that they're, you're stupid people that you are pandering to and shining their shoes. They're gonna come for you too, asshole. Like,
Plessy versus Ferguson, which was separate but
players.
equal, was established. They're talking about Brown versus the Board of Education. They want us back in slavery days. I mean, I'm barefoot and fucking pregnant. And then they're not going to give you the financial resources to take care of your child.
Right.
Honestly speaking, it's never been pro-life. You're just pro-birth.
Right.
Because if you're like, all right, cool, have the kid, but I'm gonna take away daycare, postnatal care, I guess, what you want to call it. You want to take away daycare, early acceptance programs. You want to get rid of welfare. You want to get rid of all this other stuff because everyone needs to pull themselves out of the bootstraps.
Right.
But you give a fuck until that 9-month conception.
Exactly. Once it's out of the womb, they don't give a goddamn.
Right.
You know what? Matter of fact, fuck your mom too. Fuck your mom too, because she got to go back to work.
Right.
You know,
and that's the thing. It's like, these people are the ones who are so adamant about pro-life, blah, 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 all this stuff. But they're also the ones who criticize the people who are in lower income, typically the Black and brown community, who are living off welfare, because then the only reason why they're having kids is so that they can live off welfare. And so, I mean, I
can't get rid of the motherfucker. You want to be off of welfare.
Right.
Pick a lane.
Right. But they don't have a lane. They just want to take it all away from everybody but them.
Let's be honest here. You know why they're really doing this? Because they're afraid of the browning of America.
Yes.
That's what this is about.
America.
They are afraid of the browning of America, and this is about control. They're not going to stop. The thing that makes me really upset is a lot of us were complacent about this. And, Ian, I know you remember when Robert Bork was, he was up for the Supreme Court vacancy. And when they disemboweled his ass during the confirmation process. And that's when Republicans got together and they said, we're going to make damn sure this does not happen again. They got organized on the state and local level. And look where we are today. I mean, let's be real here. They play the long game. They've always played the long game, and and Democrats
also don't give a fuck in the fight. Is
no,
good.
they don't.
Well, I
mean, but the thing is, here's the thing, though. Okay, I've worked for Republican members of Congress, very conservative Republicans. I was the only Black woman in these offices, and and there were times when I was like, don't ever forget you're Black, because they sure as hell don't. And sometimes they would, and they think, she agree. I'm like, fuck no, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. I have my own mind. First and foremost, I'm Black. Then I'm American. And I'm a woman. And I'm like, and if you don't like it, I don't care. But what they did on Friday was the culmination of an organized conspiracy movement. And they did a damn good job. I hate to say it, but this is where we are now, because folks back in 2016 decided to vote for President Agent Orange. And, Hillary, it was about her emails. It was about her emails. She was telling us the truth. And the thing is, like, this is not going to stop. I mean, this is a slippery slope. They're going to go after gay marriage, contraceptives. They're going to go. They're going to go after everything. And Ian, you could speak more on the legal ramifications. I mean, I didn't realize this. And Marcus, I didn't realize this. I lived in New Orleans for 5 years. And I did not find out to this past weekend that they had passed a trigger law in 2006.
Wow.
So in the event that Roe v. Wade was overturned, guess what? It's already, abortions are banned. No exceptions. None.
Yep.
So the abortion clinic in New Orleans closed on Friday. And there are other states that have trigger laws.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, and I love New Orleans. I love Louisiana, but I got to be honest, I can't go back down there now. I can't.
Well, let's think about how we got here, because it's a series of just unfortunate events in many ways, but also kind of showing how Democrats and people who are left of center have kind of dropped the ball a little bit, because this is a 6-3 opinion in Dobbs. So 6 conservative or 6 right-wing judges. I don't like to use the word conservative because there's nothing conservative about today's right-wing movement. 6 right-wing judges against the 3 more liberal judges. And 5 of those 6 judges were appointed by presidents who did not win the popular vote. So then you also have Ruth Bader Ginsburg passing away just weeks before the 2020 election, and the Republicans speeding the glide path for Amy Coney Barrett to replace her. So that was a sea change on the court, because it made John Roberts the swing vote. John Roberts is a very conservative justice, and now he's the swing vote, so that doesn't bode well for liberal causes. But you had the 2000 election. Without the 2000 election, we wouldn't have Samuel Alito. We wouldn't have John Roberts. Without the 2016 election, we wouldn't have Coney Barrett. We wouldn't have Kavanaugh. We wouldn't have Gorsuch. That's 5 of the 6 justices who just voted to, for the first time, as far as I can recall, for the first time in history, the Supreme Court has taken away a right that it had previously granted. So that is unprecedented. As far as, how I felt on Friday, I mean, honestly, a lot of people have had weeks to sort of wrap their heads around it because the opinion was leaked beforehand. Myself, I've kind of seen this day coming for a long time. I've watched the increasing radicalization of the right wing in this country. And this has been a concerted movement, a concerted political movement, a concerted legal movement to arrive at this day. And it did take them 50 years, to get here. It's obviously, it's a travesty. Women are lesser citizens today than they were a few days ago. And that's not the direction the country is supposed to be going. We are supposed to be consistently expanding rights. And that's what we saw during that era of the Supreme Court when they expanded rights to contraception, to abortion, eventually to same-sex intimacy, and bringing it back to same-sex marriage. And all of those decisions are now in question because they rely on a right to privacy that was found in the Constitution. And, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna get too much in the weeds on how different sides view the Constitution, but we sort of all rely on those rights. They give us comfort in knowing that we have rights over our own intimate personal decisions. And right now that is all hanging by a thread right now.
You're right. I mean, you know, what always has killed me when, you know, these white old men who are in Congress, who don't know any better, and who are always the first one to talk about the sanctity of life. But yet you will love to see a black, brown man dead just because they're brown or black.
That doesn't count as life, though.
Yeah. Oh, fuck Jenny Thomas. I'm sorry. That bitch need to go. They need to haul her ass up on the January 6th committee, and I'm like, under oath, cut the bitch up. Because
they need to haul her in front of a grand jury.
They exactly. They do. They do. And you know what? And the thing is, every time former President Agent Orange opens up his mouth, apparently he doesn't understand what's discoverable in. I'm not an attorney, but damn, I know. I'm like, if I committed a crime, do you think I'm gonna go out and tell everybody I did it?
But you gotta remember though, he can shoot somebody on Fifth and Park right now.
Oh, I know. I know. You're right.
They will lay down in the fucking street. I mean, shit, Ivanka tried that shit, Friday too? Remember what happened to her? Yeah. Like, no abortions, we pulled it off, and then her friends from college were like, you had two. I drove you, bitch. Like, or like, I mean, those old Republican secretaries who were like, no, I had an abortion for Senator, blah, 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 Congressman, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Like, yo, guys,
there's so much shit that's going on the hill. Look, I can tell you stories. I mean, because I'm sorry. I did 2 tours of duty in the U.S. Senate, and I did a tour of duty in the House. And they don't call Congress the last plantation for nothing. Trust the sister. They do not. I mean, I went through it because I love politics. And I'm actually damn good at getting shit done. And I have. But I got to tell you, I mean, Friday was just, I walked home from work and I was in tears. And I'm like, and I don't cry. But the thing is, it's like, what if I get pregnant now? I mean, and I don't have a choice anymore. Now, granted, DC is still legal here, but for how long? Let's be honest here, because DC gets a lot of money from the federal government. And, and it's just like, what they're trying to do is basically kill women. That's what they're trying to do, because abortions are not going to be safe.
They're still going to do it. I always say this all the time. You know how they hand out needles to heroin addicts? And people like, you shouldn't do that. It's like, they still going to do heroin. Yeah. They're still going to do heroin. Crackheads still going to do crack. People still going to get abortions. We all, what's that damn movie? Dirty Dancing, right? Remember his girl got an abortion, damn near almost died? Like, this ain't new, bro. This ain't new.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, everybody, so, what everybody keeps saying, well, what can the president do? Well, what can Congress do? They can't do nothing. I'm being real here. They don't have the numbers. Yep. You need 60 votes in the Senate to get any damn thing done. There's barely a majority in the House. The president's his powers are not limitless. There are some things that he can do by executive order, but at the end of the day is election day. People, and I know young people are tired of older people like myself keep saying this. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it again. You need to go out and vote.
Say it.
You need to take your ass and you need to go vote. You need to vote on the local level. You need to vote on the state level. You need to vote midterms. You need to vote in 2020. You need to go fucking vote.
Yeah.
I'll take it one step further.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it one step further. People should volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
People should donate.
Yes.
Get involved and get involved in local politics, in state politics. The fight on abortion rights right now is at the state level. It just is. There is, at this point, as we stand here today, we can bitch and moan all we want about it, but the fact is there is, as of today, no constitutionally protected right to abortion. The fight is at the states. And a lot of the states that have these trigger laws, like you mentioned, Louisiana and many other states, and a lot of other states are considering legislation along the lines of Mississippi's law and Texas's law. These are states that are heavily gerrymandered at the state house level to favor Republicans. So it's hard to dislodge those majorities. But we got to start somewhere, and we got to start at some point. And it's not good enough to just sit here and say, well, it's gerrymandered and it's this and it's that and the system. But
there's still states out there that try to make laws that if you do get an abortion in another state, it comes with a fine when you get back home.
I know. Yeah, criminal penalties.
Alabama, Texas, Mississippi. The states with the highest level of crime and the lowest level of payments. The states with the smallest level of government assistance whatsoever, but y'all are completely fucked. But they're gonna take money out of somebody's hand like that.
Right. Because the ACLU has gotten involved. They're going to the states. And there'll probably be some federal court cases that come into play, because a lot of these states, it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a few months for this to all shake out legally. But at the end of the day, Ian's right. We don't have protection under the Constitution anymore. For me, I'm like, white Americans have always made me feel like I'm a second-class citizen because I'm Black.
That's what
and then on top of this, I can't even get a goddamn abortion. So that makes me less than a citizen here. Just think about young women now who are like, oh my God, I had an appointment at Planned Parenthood, and they get there. Yep. You can't do anything. People need to organize, and like Ian said, they need to donate. But the thing is, they need to make their voices heard. Yes. If you don't let them know,
you shouldn't have to work at Dick's Sporting Goods and go tell your GM, hey, I need to check real fast because I need to go get an abortion.
Right.
Now, this is a meme. So I don't know if this is real, but the Plan B, is it got a 3-year lifespan? Is that true?
No, Plan B is available on Amazon, has a shelf life of 3 years. Yikes. There's also a weight limit to that, guys. I don't know why people keep saying that. If you are over 155 pounds, guys, over 155 pounds, it don't work. So you big bitches, don't take double. It doesn't work no matter what. All right, this isn't, PSA from an asshole. I'm just saying,
No, you're not being an asshole. You're telling the truth.
So I actually
people need to get it.
Yeah.
I
spent
it's just
a little bit of time. Yeah, I spent a little bit of time rereading the opinion, and I especially I recommend that people read the dissent. Justices Kagan, Sotomayor, and Breyer. Not one of them authored it on behalf of they authored it collectively, which is rare. And the line that struck me the hardest in their dissent, which is brilliantly written. Like I say, I really do recommend that people read it. I don't feel like you need legal training to understand how angry they are and what they're saying. But this is a quote from the dissent. Whatever the exact scope of the coming laws, one result of today's decision is certain: the curtailment of women's rights and of their status as free and equal citizens. And that's the truth. That's the truth. There is no criminal penalty for a man who gets a woman pregnant in Louisiana. And, Ruth Bader Ginsburg used to say that she was critical of the legal reasoning in Roe versus Wade, the right to privacy that they said comes from the 14th Amendment. Mm-hmm. She believes that it comes from the Equal Protection Clause, that you are making laws that apply only to certain citizens as opposed to all citizens. Okay, an abortion ban, by definition, cannot apply to all citizens in this country, and singling out a class of citizens for regulation arguably is a violation of equal protection, and certainly that's where Justice Ginsburg felt was the strongest argument for constitutionally protected right to abortion.
I agree. I mean, I don't understand why they chose the 14th Amendment, and now we're in a mess. And with Louisiana, I mean, everybody knows the governor, John Bel Edwards. He's a Democrat, but he's Catholic and he's pro-life. Mm-hmm. And he came out on Twitter on Friday and he stated his case. And, I mean, he's a good and decent man, but right now I'm really mad at him because, your religion, I'm sorry, there's a separation of church and state, but obviously there isn't anymore.
Not anymore.
I know, it's
not
gone.
Anymore.
So there never has been.
Right.
There never has been.
No.
We had
another
opinion this week.
Mm-hmm. What, Ian?
We had another opinion this week. We had another opinion this week in which the Supreme Court ruled that the state of Maine had a program where instead of sending your kids to public school, you could get a voucher for private school. But the only stipulation that the state of Maine put on there is that you cannot use these vouchers for religious schools, Catholic schools, Lutheran schools, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The Supreme Court struck that down.
They were saying, they struck that down. Like, you can use private funding for religious education.
Right.
And mind you, it's your wording though. Religious education. That does not mean that it's necessarily at a school. They're talking about they're going to be having motherfuckers at reassignment camps, quotation mark Jesus schools, shit like that. You know what I mean? You got to pay attention to what the fuck they're saying. Religious education. Right. They didn't say shit about the primary school, what type of school it had to be. Just whatever the fuck they wanted.
And to me, and to me, this Dobbs opinion, it's not mentioned, but the subtext is, I believe, all 6 of the justices in the majority are Catholics. Mm-hmm. The Catholic Church, and I say this as a sort of a Reformed Catholic, but the Catholic Church obviously is very strongly anti-abortion.
But they're fine with porn.
And that's really the subject. The Catholic Church is they're anti-sex outside of marriage, basically. So I mean, that's make of that what you will. But the subtext of this opinion is religion, because the only way that you come to a conclusion that life begins at conception is if you believe that because of your religion. And look, I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with everybody. Everybody has the right to practice their own religion as they see fit. I believe in that, but I don't believe that you have the right to impose those religious views on society at large, because not everybody subscribes to your religion. Even if you're the majority, not everybody subscribes to your religion, and so your religious views should not inform public policy.
I have a perfect TikTok for that. Let me play this. That was a good segue to it. So,
isn't that white lady? Because she goes off and she needs.
Yes, it is. I love her.
I saw that a couple years ago.
Comments might be strong, but it's how I genuinely feel. I don't care that you're a Christian. I don't care what the Bible says. Like, I feel like it's a clown show, like sitting here trying to decipher what your little mythical book has to say about these very real political issues, right? I don't care if you're Christian. In fact, I will fight for you to have your religious liberty and practice your Christianity. I believe in that. I don't believe in Christianity, which means that you do not get to dictate the way I live my life based on your religion. I don't care what the Bible says. You have every right in the world. All those women who identify with your religion have every right in the world to not get an abortion, to not take birth control, but they do not have the right to dictate my life and what I decide to do with my body. I don't care about your goddamn religion. I'm so tired of having nonstop conversations about what the Bible says.
Yeah, who gives a shit what the Bible says about a matter of public policy? Like,
honestly, like I mean, Ian, I've like asked you that question multiple times on the show. Like I think we've had this sort of conversation because I don't understand how one of the fundamental tenets of allegedly that you learn when you're a kid, the separation of church and state. I learned that as a child. And I still don't understand how and it's not Catholics. That's the thing. It's like, yes, all those 6 justices are Catholic. It's not Catholics. It's this Christianity. It's Christian belief.
It's the secure votes. That's it. It's literally the secure votes. When Reagan and Nixon.
It was Reagan. It was Reagan. It went back to Reagan because Lee Atwater. That's what happened to the evangelicals.
Reagan went down the south to them evangelical churches, started saving a couple of them. And now here we are, 40 some odd fucking years later. And if you're not a good Christian unless you're a Republican. Those evangelical churches, and I fucking hate saying that word so much, but the evangelical churches and stuff like that say that shit every day. Gun rights, whole 9 yards. We need to train our children in guns. God love you. Shoot that nigger. Like it's a constant ongoing thing, and that's where we basically got fucked at. You want to secure some fucking votes? Get some fucking zealots, some religious zealots on your side, and all those assholes who follow them, and then guess what you got? The Republican Party now. Remember they were big business?
Yeah.
All about big business? Yeah. Like cut little government, big business, big business, big business. But now here, if your votes are coming from all these fucking Christians, guess what you're going to get? Christians who are fucking psychopaths running for Congress. Like, have you heard Pence's show? Like, there's like excerpts of his radio show. And I'm like, this dude.
Whose show?
Pence?
It's Mike Pence.
From his radio show when he was Indiana.
Y'all really need to be afraid of him.
Yeah, that man has
I saw his tweets the other
on
day.
YouTube of his fucking show. And that man says outlandishly terrible things and supposed to be in the name of the Lord. Awful shit. Homosexuals, black people, white people. You know what Hitler had right? I'm not saying he said that. But I am saying he got pretty fucking close. And I listen to hours of shit because I'm a glutton for punishment. But it's like, bro, y'all voted for that.
Yep.
Y'all wanted that.
Yep.
Y'all wanted that crazy ass white man in power.
Yep.
You asked for it.
I mean, even just this whole thing with with Trump and like he doesn't even know what he's saying.
No.
All he know, I mean, but he does. I mean, he says all he knows to say is what he believes will get him the votes, right? Just what Jamie said, and that's how he got. That's one of the main things why he got the Christian right, and like that Christian right includes a lot of Filipinos who are in my community. They're so fucking stupid that like all they hear is that he says I'm pro-life, and they don't even look to see all the other things that he clearly that exemplify that he clearly doesn't believe that. He's just saying that, and they immediately believe it and they latch onto it. They're like, oh, Trump for president. That's how they got those people's vote. These people, these men and women, these people who are good friends of my, who I consider aunts and uncles, they're all in the medical profession. They're all very intelligent people. I want to punch them in the face. I mean, I apologize to any of you who might be watching tonight, but like, I mean, it makes me want to shake them until something rattles in their brain, because that is the only thing. And for a lot of them, like their reasoning behind supporting Trump was that one specific reason, because he is pro-life. And I was like, do you honestly believe that? Do you honestly believe that he is pro-life? He's not. I mean,
but let's give those folks a little bit of credit. Many of them, not all of them, but many of them do legitimately believe that abortion is the killing of a human life. We can talk about how much bullshit. We can talk about how much bullshit that is. It makes there's no science behind it. It's just feelings ball. It's just what the religious people told them. But it's for many people, it is a legitimately held view. I have family members who are evangelical, and I know that they believe that abortion is the killing of a human life. So I do think it's important. I do, and I don't agree with it. I very much vehemently disagree with that view. But the notion that we should just shake these people out of these beliefs.
So that's not what I'm saying. So that's not what I was saying. I'm not saying that I want to shake them out of belief. What I wanted to shake them out of is the fact that they believe that Trump believes that. That's what I wanted to shake them out of. They believe.
That doesn't matter because Trump put the judges there. Whatever Trump believes personally doesn't matter. Trump put those judges there who just ended the right to abortion.
Right. So what I'm saying is that my family members
gotten return on that investment.
So what I'm saying is that my family members and the people in the community, they believe the only reason why they supported Trump is because he said he was pro-life.
Right.
He's not pro-life.
And they've gotten return on that investment. They've gotten return on that investment. He put the 3 justices in there. Without those 3 justices, there is no Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health. So
all I'm saying is that they were not thinking. They don't think to that. They're not thinking about the justices. They're thinking. They see him and say, he says,
he's pro.
I am pro-life.
I get it. They're one issue.
It's their one issue that they hold on to, and they are not looking at who he's going to be voting, who's going to appoint to the Supreme Court. They said, my mom is probably one of 2 of her generation that does not support Trump. And she's so quiet about it because she knows that all her friends are massive Trump supporters. And she would say that even some of her best friends would say, but why? He's a horrible person. He's a horrible human being.
But you're thinking,
they would say, well, he is pro-life. He voted pro-life. That's what they would say.
I have a general rule, and she's not thinking deep. She's just talking about her family. I get you. My general rule is this, though. Don't listen to people who can afford shit. All those senators, all them judges, all them can have all the kids they fucking want to, and they can afford shit, can't they? They can afford to keep having them, right? Meanwhile, your ass is hoping to be assistant general manager at a Perkins in North Carolina or a Food Lion. You can't afford to have that fucking kid. Why would you vote for the motherfuckers who can afford to do this shit? Yeah. They got your best interest in heart, guys.
Boo's had his finger up for a very long time.
Hello, Boo.
Hi, Boo.
Hi, y'all. My name
Welcome
is
to the
Boo,
show.
And I'm an Aries, and my safe word is meatloaf.
Meatloaf?
I just want to say,
Boo, you're very quiet.
Un momento, por favor. How about meow?
We've gotten to the
better, but that's Jamie.
Okay. Better or worse?
I know. Jamie's eating. No, you're good.
That's
worse.
Good.
Hold on.
No, that's good.
Am I good now?
Yep.
You good.
All right, cool. So yeah, I want to say, Crystal, really, really nice to meet you. I was listening to the show on my way home from work, so I am abreast of the conversation.
Thank you.
I love your takes. I can't wait to watch your podcast. Ian, really good to see you, brother. And I wanted to actually touch on something that you talked about, but you didn't. I thought you were going to go in a direction, but you didn't. But I obviously, this is a fuck Republicans podcast. We don't make any bones about it. Y'all Republicans are welcome to come on here and talk with us if they have the stones. I don't think they really want.
Well, you have a former Republican right here.
Oh, well, hey, okay, beautiful, love it. And actually, yeah, I would love to do a little deep dive into that at some point, because I've always been fascinated by black Republicans, black conservatives. I mean, I come from.
Me too.
I had some of my family, but
I'm far from being. I'm gonna put it to you this way. I was always the most liberal one in the office, but I was the most effective one to do some fucked up shit in the name of my boss.
Right. Gotcha. So, one of the things that there's a lot of obvious and deserving hate, for the Republicans and conservatives, and stuff. But I feel like there's something that is, I'm probably the most left person on this panel.
No, Boo, no.
I'm gonna go ahead and just
I don't believe
throw that out there. But like, there's definitely some fault that falls on the Blues, like.
Of course,
sure, absolutely.
They could have.
Yeah, I mean, like
they could have codified Roe v. Wade during the Clinton administration.
Yep.
They could have codified it during Obama's first 100 days when he had a simple majority. Fucking God, dude could have changed the fucking world.
Yep.
That's the number one reason why I don't fucking stand him, or I don't stand any politicians. Like, even when I was like down.
Don't stand.
Everyone is fallible.
Don't hero worship politicians.
Everyone compromises. Everyone has voted for some shit that they didn't want to, or not voted for some shit that they should have because they had to fucking pay to play. The worst thing in the world to happen to me was the day I discovered how politics actually works in this country. It was a blessing and a curse.
Yep.
Because to see how the sausage is made and know it. I mean, you're up close and personal with it, Crystal. I'm just like, I'm on the sidelines and, on the fucking interwebs, like, every other jackass, but like,
I think we talked about this on Friday. It's like, it's nothing like knowing you're fucked.
There's nothing like knowing just how fucking fucked up the situation is. And I ended up at having a conversation with somebody who came right out and was like, I'm a conservative, etc. And we just ended up having like these same white guy having these same roundabout conversations. And just like, my whole thing is, I'm tired of trying to convince people who aren't like me, that have no idea. Like, if you don't believe in privilege, if you don't believe that privilege is a thing, I'm not going to waste my time trying to convince you, because I'm not going to be able to. Your privilege will not allow it.
Well, you shouldn't have to. It's not your job. Because that's why the whole thing, it's not your job to convince them. It's like, what, like I said, it's not.
But before I lose my train of thought, like I said, there needs to be a serious, like, the Democratic Party needs to take a fucking hard look at themselves. Like, if
they've needed to for 30 years.
If you look up feckless,
we lose a lot
in Webster's, you see the Democratic Party. Toothless, like, you're fucking taking a knee in kente cloths while people are rioting in the streets for fucking justice and equality. You're singing God Bless America on the back steps of the
I could not fucking
Capitol,
believe that.
I know.
I could not
fucking losing their goddamn mind. Like, read.
This all sounds like Juneteenth ice cream to me.
Your ice cream eating ass, to refrigerator having ass in the middle of people fucking figuring out where their next fucking meal is gonna come from. Republicans are cock. Oh shit! I just spilled my fucking White Claw. Oh.
White Claw.
Man down.
The light.
The last one.
The light.
But yo, dude, this shit's hold on.
God damn it!
I got long arms. It's good. It's good. This is great for ratings. Anyways, they just no teeth whatsoever. When Republicans get busted legitimately doing shit, like, I'm scared. Like, I don't want to give this whole J6 committee that much credence, because I'm like, y'all aren't really gonna do anything to anybody. You could fucking have all the shit you want or need to have Trump fucking guilty, dead to fucking rights. What is actually gonna happen to him? What is anyone gonna fucking do to him? Nothing. Because
look, Ian's right. It's not their job to do that. It's not the January 6th committee's job. That's not their job. It's the Justice Department's job.
They're the ones that are slow.
I'm going to go ahead and replace J6 with Justice Department.
Yeah, it's Merrick Garland.
Boo.
But Merrick Garland also is not doing shit, right?
He's not.
I mean, I would like to think that Merrick Garland would have a fucking hard-on for these people.
Right, no shit.
And be regret to fucking go if any of them are fucking guilty as shit. And like, I would like bated breath, fucking salivating. But again, feckless. it's gonna be a lot of fucking talk and a lot of fucking pomp and circumstance, and nothing's gonna get done. And it's like what's really happening is the confidence in this country. In my opinion, everything was always sus. Even before I knew how sus shit was, I was like, shit ain't right. Like, you know, the minute I found out about slavery, I was like, that ain't right. You know, fuck, we built this country off that shit. Like, that ain't, you know. And so the more I became aware of politics and business and how it all is tied together, and now with, you know, and religion all having always been there. There's been no separation of church and state ever. Right. One nation under God, indivisible. Like, get the, you know,
right.
You know, we're saying the quiet parts out loud. Like,
yeah, we are.
It's always, you know, but now the question is, you know, like you guys talking, you know, voting, yes. People should definitely vote on the state and local level. They should definitely get more involved. But I feel like the problem with that, and the reason why people aren't, like, I remember, I think maybe I went I don't think I voted the first time I was legally able to vote in an election, because I was right out of high school. I really wasn't, you know, all politicians suck. You know what I mean? I was like semi-anarchist, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and so it wasn't until Bush Gore, the hanging chads, I was like, what the fuck is this? That I think was the first time I was like, oh shit, I should probably start paying attention to you know. But I feel like it's always been fucked. We have now just more evidence and able to like show it and document it and shit, you know. Same way like nobody knew about Juneteenth really until a few years ago, and now we all are like, yo,
now there's Juneteenth ice cream.
You know, now yeah, everyone's got a fucking Juneteenth thing. But
I went to just a little side note on that. I went to on Juneteenth. I went to our friend Joshua Chazon, who's been on the show before. He and his did we talk about? We might have talked about this last week, but I'm going to talk about it again. So we went to Uproar, and they do. It's just you can get beer. You get this. It's beer buster. I forget what it's called, but like you pay X amount of money, let's say like $18, and they just go around with pictures of Bud Light, and you just have this mug, and they just keep pictures, you know, till from 4 to 8:30 or something like that. Anyway, but because they're doing that, they also have to offer free food. So they were offering these chicken wings that were so white and like plain and like bland. I was like, I kept looking at them. I was like, these are like the white people chicken. Like that's white people chicken. And I was like, we were just sort of joking around about it. And then one of the guys
to make a joke about everyone in back of the house calling out sick that day,
who was like across the way from me. He was across this counter thing. And so he actually ordered food, like not just the free food. He got chicken, and it came out really nice and like crispy and fried. And he was like,
wow.
And I was like, what is that? He goes, it's the Juneteenth chicken. I was like, excuse me, what? He was a black guy, and he goes, it's the Juneteenth special.
Is that really a special?
I was like, please tell me that you're just calling it that, and it's not really the special. I never got 100% straight answer from him, but I was like, what? Yeah. There was something else that was like Juneteenth something or other, and I was like,
I want to jump back into something, because I definitely went off on a rant. One of the other reasons why I'm pissed at the Dems is because they have put themselves in a position where they don't really have what I believe to be any candidates that are strong enough to really like win with any type of, you know, significance. Like the Republicans are going to put up whoever, you know, if okay, let's say hypothetically, in like, I guess it's the most possible scenario, they put Trump up, you know, Trump 2024 or whatever. Between all the people that were like, you know, again, as the leftist person on the council, there's so many people on the right that are pissed off because like they just don't feel like the Democrats have done enough. Like, again, back to my whole feckless thing. And so like, how do we stop this momentum? Like there's a certain amount of momentum that the Republicans and the conservatives are gaining by being able to do what they're doing now, that, you know, could easily snowball into, you know, November. And, you know, if they lose, you know, Dems lose the majority in Congress, you know, now we're stuck with, you know, even if they win the presidency, they're stuck, you know, we end up with this whole deadlock, lame duck, you know, gridlocked, business as usual. That's, I mean, yeah, it's what do we do? How do you, like, who do you think is somebody that could run? Do you think Biden could win re-election?
No.
Do you think, you know, do you think Kamala?
I think Biden could win re-election.
You do?
I don't think Kamala.
No, I agree with you on that.
I think Biden could win. I think the story of a Democratic president who suffers a bad midterm loss and everybody assumes that he's going to lose 2 years later. I mean, that's a tale as old as time. That happened to Bill Clinton. He won re-election. That happened to Barack Obama. He won re-election. My only concern with Biden is that the way we're going to have to deal with inflation is likely to cause a recession, and recessions usually don't end well for the party in power. But I guess to your larger point, like, who do the Dems have? Who did the Dems have? I don't know who the Dems have. Nobody knew who Bill Clinton was at this point in the cycle leading up to 1992. Nobody really knew who I mean, I guess we knew who Barack Obama was because he gave that rousing convention speech in 2004, and you know, but I think even when he announced, people didn't really expect him to succeed. They assumed that Hillary Clinton was going to defeat him. So, you know, we always make these long-term assumptions about politics, and they often do not bear out. You know,
yeah, nobody ever thought that Trump was going to fucking win. So
I did not think that Trump was going to win.
No,
I didn't think he was going to win the nomination. I did not think he was going to win the general election.
Little piece of trivia: when you watch the Comedy Central roast of Trump, the last thing he fucking says when he does his rebuttal is like, basically like, "Ha ha ha! I'm going to be president one day." And I like remember watching it and being like, ugh.
Jesus. Yeah, well.
And then that shit fucking.
And then
happened.
there was The Simpsons who predicted that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know what? That election night when I went to bed, I knew he won.
Oh, I went.
Oh,
to
yeah.
bed
I knew
because he was gonna win. Like,
I knew
I went to bed.
I had what we called.
I knew after watching every single debate where Hillary was told to be quiet and you can't talk back, and you know they're gonna think you're a nasty woman.
Yep.
Whatever the fuck. After all that silly shit she pulled, and then she's out there dressed like a Star Trek fucking villain. Like, I was like, this bitch ain't gonna win. Ain't nobody gonna vote for this. When I heard in Philly that there were people just leaning towards.
Have you seen the video where she's sitting with Mary J. Blige and Mary J. singing to her, and she's just like, has no idea what to do with herself. Like, just very mechanical. Very mechanical.
Let's also give some credit where credit is due. She did win several million more votes than Donald Trump in 2016.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you flip 20 or 30,000 votes in a handful of states, you're talking about Hillary Clinton.
She was close in Michigan. She was close in those rail belt states, but she
Wisconsin,
didn't go.
Michigan, Pennsylvania.
She didn't put in the work.
She did not
put in the work. She thought she had it in the bag.
She did. It's entitlement. It was exceptionalism. That's what it was.
Yeah. And
I
that's
don't
why
think
when people call it that. I get mad when people cry sexism. Like, no, dude. Like, she didn't put in the work. Like, she assumed that she had it, and like, that's why there's certain states that she didn't. Wow, I can't believe there's a meme for that. Look at her. It just doesn't like. Look at her face. Mary J. Blige is singing to you, and that is the face you make? Are you kidding me?
She looks so uncomfortable.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If you watch
this
the video,
your leader?
If you watch the video, after a while, you probably make that face too. Like, okay, cool, we were talking, bitch. Why are you singing still?
Let me tell you something.
You ever have somebody randomly sing you happy birthday, and you be like, all right, yo, like,
if it's Mary J. Blige,
all the words.
If it's Mary J. Blige, and I'm not talking about it's Mary J. Bro.
If it was Prince, yeah.
Mary J. should be able to sing whenever she wants, anytime.
change
anything she wants to express in song, she should be able to.
Bro, Mary J can sing to me anytime. I'm not gonna make that weird ass face.
Like if she's ordering at McDonald's, she should be able to sing that shit.
Yeah.
My mother is friends with Denise Graves. For all you guys who don't know who that is, it's a very famous black opera singer.
Yeah.
And she was at my 18th birthday, and the bitch offered to sing me happy birthday, and my response was no.
Oh my god.
You a dick.
You about to be weird. You're about to make this weird. Like, I don't want.
It's an 18th birthday. No, even I would be like, no thanks.
She can do it tonight, and I'll still be like,
no.
I would have her nice to watch you fucking squirm, dude.
Like, right? It's cringy sometimes.
Can I get her? Is she on Instagram?
Like a religious moment, or we
slide her DMs.
Like
it's really easy. It's easy to make Jamie scream.
Oh, why you going to it? Why? Why?
Man,
that's Walmart level it. You need
it is
the Neiman Marcus it.
If she's on
Tim Curry
Instagram, I'm gonna find her.
I'm so glad that lady hit you in the balls, Marcus.
What, did Bradley come out?
Oh, that was last night.
Well, I want to get into something though, because I do think it's important. I actually made out a big old outline for us to have this discussion in the hopes that we could keep it on the rails. We've completely gone off the rails. But one thing I do want to discuss is sort of like a what's next? Mm-hmm. What do we do now that the constitutional right to abortion is gone? Because it's not good enough to just throw up our hands and cry and bitch about Republicans and bitch about Democrats. I mean, I think we still have some agency in this country. We still have some agency in this society. And, there are abortion funds. Just literally Google abortion funds and you will get a list. You'll get articles. Now that Roe is gone, what are the abortion funds that you can contribute to? These organizations will pay for women's travel to another state. If they live in a state where abortion is not available to them, they will pay for their travel to a state where they can obtain reproductive health care. They will pay for their lodging, pay for the procedure. And to me, I mean, I had somebody describe it as kind of like sort of an underground railroad network that women are going to start creating. Like, hey, I live in New York. If you're, in West Virginia and you need an abortion, you can come up, you can stay with me, you can stay with my friends. People are trying to build those kinds of networks. And so I think if you're looking for somewhere to get involved and you're not inclined to jump into the political process and jump into, Democrat, you should always be voting. You should do what you can in our democratic process. But there are also other organizations that you can contribute to. There's a DC abortion fund, which actually goes by DCAF.
Yes,
which is funny.
We're gonna have to have some talks with them, maybe.
That's different.
We'll see. Support pro-choice candidates at the state level. Like you said earlier, the battle is going to be state by state by state. A lot of these states that have abortion restrictions and abortion bans are heavily gerrymandered in favor of Republicans, but that doesn't mean that they can't be dislodged. You have to fight. You have to get in there and fight. I agree with you, Boo. The Democrats, feckless. I just look at leadership of the Democratic Party. Okay, I said we're not going to bitch about Democrats, but I'm about to bitch about Democrats. Look at Democratic leadership.
I'm just stating a fact, dude. Like, we got to be.
Look at Democratic leadership. You've got 70-year-old, 70-year-old, 80-year-old. It's just like it's a gerontocracy. Like, if you came up during the Clinton years,
and they're all white. They're all white men.
Yeah,
and Pelosi.
Yeah. And Pelosi.
And
if Pelosi. You came up during the Clinton years, you got no place in our current politics right now. And I don't mean that to, I'm not trying to be ageist or anything like that. It's a different game completely than what they came up in sort of the Reagan, Bush 1, Clinton years.
If you were alive during segregation, you have no business what the fuck so ever up there. Like, Mitch McConnell was like chilling in '64. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he was
like,
old
y'all
in '64,
motherfuckers,
dude.
right? He was old in '64. That motherfucker like Ron Isley, just old as shit.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. The fuck? Yeah. But you still out here voting for people, motherfucker? Like.
Right. I mean, I just feel like I feel like the reproductive health has to be like a motivating and organizing voting issue for left of center voters, the way that guns is a motivating and organizing voting issue for right of center voters. Because, I know that people hate Nazi Germany analogies, but I do like to use this one, which is, the Nazis took power not because they had overwhelming electoral strength. They took power with, 25% of the votes in the Reichstag, and what you had was a left of center that never coalesced. And so that 25% in a multi-party field, suddenly now they've got seats. Now they start making noise, and the next time an election comes around, they get more seats using the same method. Left of center could never coalesce. The conservative party thought that they could use the Nazis as the tool, and it turned out that didn't work out. And we kind of see a lot of that. When you look at 2016, you had, I think, a lot of left of center that couldn't coalesce around the candidate that could have defeated Trump. And look, everybody has their right to however they feel in the political space, in the political sphere, but like if we're not all coalescing, and you know what that means? That means, Boo, you're gonna have to vote Democrat. You have to find pro-choice. If this is an issue that motivates you, you're gonna have to find pro-choice candidates. They're almost all gonna be Democrats, and support those people and vote for those people. And there's a younger generation of Democrats, I think, that get it better than the older generation. Like I said, they came up in the Clinton years and the Reagan years, the Bush. It's a different game today politically than what it was back then. But what we can do, it's not good enough. We're having our bitch session right now, and rightly so. We're all in our feelings, as we should be. I'm a white man. It's not really going to impact me all that deeply. But anytime somebody's rights are curtailed and taken away, I fight for people's rights. That's what I do. That's my job. That's what I do in my career. I fight for human rights, and that's what I believe in. So I think at some point we have to kind of pick ourselves back up and realize that we have agency in this society, and roll up our sleeves and get to work. I mean, it sounds corny, but that's really what we need.
It doesn't sound corny, and I wonder if this moment in time that's happening is maybe a spark that could light a fire under some people to
God, I hope so.
Really motivate and because this is just another domino.
Right.
There will be more, and so
earlier,
make sure they're coming for gay rights.
Yeah,
they're coming for contraception.
Yep.
Any right that's based in privacy, they're coming for. Justice Thomas said it in his concurrence.
Right.
He said it. They're saying
except for
Virginia versus Loving.
But you know what?
That one. He didn't mention that one. But
no, he didn't.
No, because
he married to a.
He said
I want to say
something,
but it's gonna be really nasty. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna hear what Chris has to say.
No, because I was gonna call her a cracker.
You're allowed to use cracker on this show.
Call her a cracker. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just found out
with three. Was it with 3 Ks?
Yes, but 3 Ks.
Cracker with 3 Ks.
I'm gonna tell you. Here's the thing. One of the reasons why I had started voting Republican when I was younger is because I always felt the Democrats would take a black girl's vote for granted. I want you to kiss me before you think you're gonna fuck me.
Oh,
okay.
So wait, say that again.
You heard me. I'm like, this is what I mean. I'm sorry. I am the black sheep in my family, straight up. I'm the only one that is very, very political. But my whole thing is you're not gonna take me for granted. You need to woo me. Democrat Party didn't woo my black ass. They didn't. They still not.
One of the reasons why I got beef with the Democratic Party is
and I mean, my
there.
whole thing is like, you gonna come to me when you need me. You know why Doug Jones won the Senate seat in Alabama? Y'all know why. It was sisters. The Democratic Party takes the black woman vote for granted every damn time. And I'm like, I'm not asking you what you're gonna do for me. What I'm asking is the power that you have at hand, how are you gonna wield it? I don't want you to be a pussy about it.
Yeah.
I want you to wield every power. It's like James Baker. Look, you need to inflict some pain. It's time to inflict some pain. It's time to tell the rank and file Democrats in the House and Senate, if you don't coalesce and you don't do as what you need to do on behalf of this party in the House and Senate, guess what?
Get the fuck out.
You're not gonna get no earmarks. I'm not gonna campaign for you. I'm gonna make you hurt until you bend the goddamn knee and you do the right thing and you do what needs to be done. But you know what? They're not gonna do it because they're scared. And a lot of these new freshmen that come in and they thinking their shit don't stink. You know what? Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all need to understand. Sometimes your colleague is who's in the South or whatever is in the conservative district. Ooh, sometimes they're gonna have to vote the way you don't want them to vote. But if they're there with you majority of the time, do not go out there and primary, have somebody else primary them and you go and support that primary opponent.
Right.
You eating your goddamn own. That's what the Democrats do. Look what happened to Al Franken.
That was bullshit.
Man, yeah,
dude. So like, what he did was shitty, but compared to like so much of the other shit that's been going on,
tell it,
bro.
Gillibrand was the first one to come out there, and he need to go. I'm like, bitch, sit down.
Yeah,
no, I can't.
No. It's,
that pissed me off too.
It did. Look, I'm a Civil War buff for a reason. I love Tecumseh Sherman. You want to know why? Because he went down to Georgia. He made that motherfucking state. How?
Yeah.
He inflicted pain on the citizens for them to understand. If you think you're going to be continue to succeed from the Union and you're going to be a national threat, guess what? The threat coming to you.
Yep.
Democrats need to start doing that.
Yeah,
You guys stole the boat, right? That man is a movie. That man stole the boat. Gave up some Confederate signals.
I'm not gonna lie.
What else? Ran for Senate and won.
Yep.
Did all this shit within like 4 years. Big Daddy wasn't playing.
No. And that's the thing. It's like they scared of their own damn shadow. And everybody's like, well, what can we do now? We could do this. I'm like, okay, if you want to put abortion clinics on federal land, do it. Just go ahead and do it. Don't talk about it. Go ahead and do it. But don't just come out there and you're going to start blaming President Biden. The president does not have absolute power.
He doesn't control the abortion clinics, that's for sure.
Right. So I'm like, if you're going to do something, go ahead and do it. Because the American people just want to see their politicians do their damn jobs. All of us are taxpayers here. Them fuckers getting paid $174,000 a year and they're not doing their job. I'm sorry. I want you to do your job. I got to do my job every day. I got to pay my rent every month.
Should members of Congress be allowed to have stocks and investments and stuff?
No.
I don't think they should be allowed to be there past 12 years.
Look. Oh, funny that you should mention that, Jamie.
I love me some
your girl. I'm like, okay, I minored in speech communications at the University of Maryland.
If you can't get shit done in 12 years, bro, you gotta go.
All I'm telling you is this: there are pros and cons to term limits. It's never gonna happen. You want to know why?
No, it's never gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen.
Why?
Never gonna happen.
Because the incumbency is the most powerful thing in the whole wide world. You will do anything to keep it.
Yeah.
Anything to keep it. But there are some exceptions to the rule with some incumbents lost and who had been in there for umpteen years. But it's just when you get in there, and I hate to say it because I've seen it up close and personal, they start drinking that damn Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. I saw it with my former boss. I ain't gonna name his name. I saw it. I witnessed it, and I was like, "Oh damn!" I was like, "He drank the Kool-Aid."
Well, I mean, you get access because it's about access. It's about access to power. Like it's the influence and eventually you bend, and then you bend a little more.
But then, do you also think I feel like incumbent? I mean, I feel like a lot of times voters would rather vote for the incumbent than somebody new because it's like the devil, right? They're like, oh, okay, well, I know this person. Maybe I don't like them that much, but I don't know what this other person's going to do. So I'm going to vote for this person, right? Right, but I feel like that's how incumbents end up being voted into.
Val, you're right.
You need to vote.
You're right.
Basic human nature, though. Like we all kill each other because we don't know each other and shit like that.
Right.
That's basic human fucking nature. Like, all right, I know this. You ever try to take a black person somewhere new? I don't eat that type of stuff. Like, you ever go somewhere to eat with a picky eater? Some silly shit like that. Somebody
said you ever try to take a black person somewhere new?
Look.
We've all had this conversation. I never heard of that. Motherfucker, have you heard of everything? Like,
oh, yeah, I definitely got that. I've had that before.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's white people, black, Puerto Rican extraterrestrials out there who do the same thing. But in my experience, y'all niggas make me sick. Like, the fuck? But this is what it's like going on. See, I knew you was Puerto Rican. But
right.
It's like, all right, cool. You want to take the lesser of two evils always, I guess, right? But then, like, the familiarity complex of human beings, this person's always been there.
Yep.
Motherfuckers talk about certain mayors out of Philadelphia and Pennsylvania all the time in Philly, like they were the best person in the entire world. Like, that nigga had mob ties. That motherfucker shot somebody. Right. And y'all have Rizzo. There we go. There's one for you right there. This motherfucker was awful, terrible human being. Mobbed up like nobody's fucking business. The people in Philly were like, you know what? Rizzo wasn't that bad. Like, what? How in the fuck? Are you serious right now?
Well, look. The late speaker said it. Look, all politics are local. Mm-hmm. And people look at if you present the persona of that, oh, I feel you, I hear you, I see you. That's going to resonate more than anything else, because that's the problem with the Democrats now. In these rural states and areas and stuff, they're afraid to go out there. Because the thing is, until they understand, until you get those rural folks to vote more Democratic, we still going to be in the same damn place we are right now. And the one thing that I can tell you with the Biden-Harris administration, they finally figured it out after they passed the bipartisan infrastructure law. They have gone out all across the country, and they're going into rural areas. And I'm going to say this, Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, that man got it going on. He do. He walked the walk and he talked the talk. And the thing is, he ain't afraid to go on Fox News and challenge them.
That's right.
And tell them like it is. You got others. Well, why should I go on Fox? It's like, you're not going to change everybody's mind. You're not, and that's fine.
But you gotta
get in front.
You need to keep your enemy close.
If they never hear, if they are in that bubble and you're not willing to step in that bubble so they can hear your message, then they're never going to.
I have a question. Right. How many of y'all have read The Art of War?
I've listened to it.
It's been a long time, but yeah.
Yeah. Every woman in America need to read that damn book.
Every woman in America read The Art of War.
Are there cliff notes?
Oh, you know
what? I'm sure there is.
It's not that long of a book.
I'm sure there is.
Look, Val, I have the audiobook.
I read it.
I have the audiobook. It's fine.
I read it when I was 19, and I started using the tactics against my older brothers. And my mother caught wind of it, and she was like, "Chrissy,
you
stop,
dirty motherfucker."
Yep, she was like, "Chrissy, stop. They stupid." My brother, God rest his soul, I kid you not, I would make him ride all around Prince George's County to get me Breyer's mint chocolate chip.
Yo, Briar's mint
favorite.
chocolate chip ice cream is fire. I
Mhm.
love
It
that
is.
shit.
It is.
Boo, he came back with some green shit from 7-Eleven. I said, you better take your ass back out. I said, I told you I wanted Briar's mint chocolate chip. I said, don't come back to the house and bring me my bring it back. And our mother was like, what's wrong with you? And I go, well, I said, well, he did what I told him to do. Telling you, you keep your enemies close.
Crystal, where'd you go to school?
I went to Thomas Stone High School in Waldorf, Maryland, where they tip over cows.
What class? Graduated?
1984. I ain't ashamed. I'm 55.
No.
Black don't crack, baby.
Asians don't raisin. Black don't.
No, we don't. They do not.
White burns. I burn.
First thing first, everybody.
Yeah, you said 84. It was God's country out there.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Man, for sure.
And I have not been to any one of my reunions. I refuse.
I don't blame you.
That's fair.
Well, because a lot of them have turned into Trumps, and I would kill one of them, and I would have to go to jail.
Yeah.
I put my hands on you.
I was like, luckily I went to high school and I graduated from Blair in Silver Spring.
Okay.
So if I ever go to my next reunion.
Maybe. Yeah, I've never been to any of them. My father used to always ask me, well, you should go. You have a lot to be proud of. And I go, I spent 4 years with those fuckers. Why would I need to spend a night with them?
You got nothing to prove.
I'm like, I have nothing to prove. I'm like, I'm very successful and I'm proud of it.
They can see me
I
on
ain't got
Facebook.
chick nor child. Well, I got three. I got three nieces who I love.
I like to bring up Waldorf in DC because people act like it's on the moon.
I mean, if you're in the city,
It is on the moon.
It kind of is.
It's always funny as shit because I'm like, Waldorf's like 45 minutes away.
Like,
Can you say Waldorf to me? You might as well tell me you're going to like.
I have only driven
Italy.
I'll travel further than that. I'll travel further than that for pizza. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I've traveled
We've
there
all made
with
this
purpose
mission.
once.
Right.
It
But
was
people
for
be like,
like
Waldorf. They stand up and shit. Like, they be like, like, you be like, bro.
I played gigs. I played go-go gigs in Waldorf.
Oh,
In
Lord,
Waldorf.
yes, I love myself some go-go.
Waldorf got flavor. Like y'all.
I love myself some go-go.
PG County
gigs in Waldorf.
PG County is.
Yeah.
Blickety black, yo. Don't get it.
Oh,
twisted.
it is. I lived on
even if you white, if you came up in PG, you got some blickety black in you. Like,
yeah, I lived on George Palmer Highway.
Like, dude, I swear to you, I'll see a white dude. I'll run into a white dude, and he'll be, you know, talking with some edge or whatever, and I'll be kind of looking at him sideways. But then all of a sudden, I hear that he's from like, you know, Largo or some shit. I'm like, oh, all right. You good, bro.
Riverdale.
White dude.
Yeah. You meet a white dude from PG, that's a special breed, yo.
Yes, it is.
Different. They built different.
I punched this white dude in the face at Duccini's on 18th Street.
They either redneck or they got, you know,
the motherfucker told me he was from PG. Matter of fact, the motherfucker told me he run hot. He's from PG, and I was like, "The fuck that's supposed to mean? I'm trying to get my pizza."
It's not a good thing, Jamie.
I'm just saying, like, you know, like if you're not from Asgard or Wakanda, right? Like a lot of fucking.
Oh my Lord!
Shit. Some Republican senators this week said Philadelphia was Gotham City without Batman, and I pissed myself. I was like, what you not gonna do though? It's like, I'll put you down, bitch.
Oh shit! It's a good show, man.
Yeah. So Crystal, I wanted to go back a little bit. You had said, you know, a while ago, you had said that, you know, we need the young people, we need to get them to vote. So I feel like the young people are the ones who are voting. Like they're the ones who are like are itching to vote. I feel like the ones that we need to get to,
it is like
we need to get to the people who are our generation. Like, you know, they're the ones who became complacent. We're the ones who were like not voting anymore. They're the, you know, there's this whole generation of people who kind of like sat back and like,
Val,
maybe not just us, like
totally fucking apathetic, frustrated, bitter Gen Xers who knew the game was rigged from the get-go and decided
and that's the thing anymore. Is that like we are complacent and we we are also
but you know what though, we're also raising those kids that are out there voting in the
so but what I'm saying is that like you know, I feel like we need to get more of our generation and then the generation right behind us to go out and vote again. And like you know, I mean, people, I don't even know. You know,
no, you're right, because a lot of them
is like frustrating me. And you know, and I think everyone keeps saying you need to go out and vote, you need to go out and vote. We said that 2 years ago, we said that 4 years ago, and like people weren't going out to vote. And like that's why fucking Trump got elected. That's why we had this like very like lackluster blue wave that was supposed to happen 2 years ago. People don't go out and vote. You know, and it wasn't the young people. Young people were energized.
No,
they were
did.
energized to vote, you know. It's the older people who are like just like, nah, whatever, and it doesn't matter anymore. My vote.
Well, can I just say, do you want to know one of the other reasons why Trump won in 2016?
Bernie Bros.
White women.
Yes.
Marcus.
They did. I'm sorry, I'm gonna lay it on them asses. You know, you know how when those exit polling and they talk about, oh yes, of course I voted for Hillary. I'm like, cunt, no, you didn't. I'm like, you didn't. I mean, and like the profession that I'm in and that I have to deal with, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, and I look at people and they're just like, you know, they're talking this crap, and we always go back to Hillary, and I go, I voted for her. I didn't agree with her on everything, but I voted for her in good conscience and good faith, because in my mind, she was the best qualified candidate. But these white women, they got scared, and they were like, I'm not going to vote for her because she's not going to be able to do anything, and because she's a woman. And I'm like, you know what? We're here now, and I'm placing it on your ass because I don't have reproductive rights anymore because of you.
1/5 of white women voted for Hillary Clinton.
Yep.
Here's your number. Right
Says
there.
a lot.
1/5. So if I'm in a group,
you can't blame that on
women,
Bernie Bros. Like that's fucking like. I know Marcus is just trying to troll, but like that whole Bernie.
Well, I'm
Bros
sorry.
Like
okay, fuck Barry Sanders. I'm sorry. He's been in the Senate for how many damn decades? Bernie Sanders. He's been in the Senate. This is what pisses me off the most about his cracker ass. He goes on Twitter and he starts faulting the first female Senate parliamentarian when it comes to budget reconciliation. And I go, oh, I'm sorry, you chairman of the budget committee, you could have done something about this a while ago. You've been here forever. Forever, ever?
Ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't go there with me. I mean, boo, just like you said earlier, in Obama's first 100 days, they had a supermajority. They did nothing. They did nothing. And then now they're all complaining. I know why, because a black man was in the White House.
No, you wonder why they really did nothing?
Why?
The liberals really fuck up because they ain't got no fucking balls, goddamn.
What? No, they don't.
You look at these motherfuckers, Republicans will do whatever the fucking thing.
Yes, they do.
It's funny because they try to give everybody health care, and then Republicans freaked out, and then they were like, okay, well, we'll just give you this watered down version that we're going to go back and forth about for years and years and years, that eventually when it is a thing, it's not really that helpful to the people. Like,
well, here's the thing,
compromise to the point of hurting yourself.
Well, see, but here's the thing, though.
It's like you're so worried that everyone's going to be like, oh, they rushed it. I'm upset because I'm a liberal and things have to be done the right way. And
how dare you aggressively push legislation that improves the quality of people's lives?
Yeah. But see, but the thing is, look.
So how about wait, hold on.
Hold on, Jamie. I want to hear what Crystal.
Yeah, let's listen to Crystal. Hold on.
Give me a fucking second. How many liberals do we all know who are in that spectrum things where it's like, well, I don't like it because it was just too aggressive. That's how these bitch ass motherfuckers think. So that's. I agree with you. I'm gonna reinforce that point with this. People are always want to go big. They want to go big all the time. It's all or nothing. You know what? You know how we got the Civil Rights Act? It was incremental change until it got to the point where the country came together and said, no, we got to stop this shit. The only reason why it happened because the media finally went down the South and they finally saw our people getting hosed and getting fucking bitten by dogs. It's all or nothing with these people. And I'm like, you need to get something done.
It's all you got. It's like you can't win the war. You got to win the battle. And they're not willing to put the work in because they want the perfect bill. You're never going to get the perfect bill.
And I feel like that's
not going to like it.
Right. I feel like that's what's the most frustrating as a Democrat who is not super political. Like I'm not, you know, I mean, I know that I align myself with Democrats. I've known that since you first was able to vote, but like, I'm not super political. What frustrates me about the Democratic Party is that everybody seems to be so wedded to their ideals that they are not willing to compromise with anyone. And that's what frustrates me about this, the influx of all these new progressives is that these younger progressives is that they're so wedded to their ideals that they're not willing to compromise. And what you said, Crystal, is that you have to compromise a little bit.
Oh, Val,
in order to, but hold on, can I finish?
Yeah,
like you like what you're saying is that you have to give you can't just have all or nothing. It can't.
Who are they supposed to compromise with?
Thing, right?
Who are they supposed to compromise?
No, I mean,
with?
I get it.
You need parties.
I get it. I get it.
Good faith.
Yep. No, you're right.
On the other side, in order to have a viable negotiation, and we don't have. Democrats do not have good faith negotiating partners on the right. And so, if the question is, you know, are progressives compromising with more of the centrist Democrats? I mean, you know, that's one thing. And I mean,
right.
So I think that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like, I feel like
said they're starting to.
I feel like that, but okay. So like, I feel like up until maybe now, I feel like that's been the hallmark of the Democratic Party. They can't ever fucking get anything done because everybody's so convinced that they're right. You know, and like they're not willing to like work together to actually, and like to what Jamie was saying, you know, the Republicans, they'll just, you know, all come together and be assholes, and and that's how they get
good at that,
right? That's how they get their shit done because they are willing to fall behind one big fucking asshole, and they don't care about like, you know, what they.
They're also demographically homogeneous. I mean, they're all mostly white, and to the extent that they're not white male, they're white female who believe in a white male patriarchy.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, it's easier to get in line. The Democrats, it's basically like Republicans are the white party and Democrats are like white liberals and everybody else. And so it's hard to I mean, Crystal, you've got to know this. It's hard to wrangle that caucus.
It is. It's herding cats.
It's hard to get that caucus. You know, I mean, look, we have two senators. We have a razor thin majority in the Senate, and we have two senators who just will not play ball. Nope. And there's nothing the Democrats can do.
No one is willing to put the fucking boots to them.
Right.
And you know what? And that's why.
What boots are you going to put to them?
Guess who needs to be majority leader?
This is what I want to hear. What boots do you put to Kyrsten Sinema? What boots do you put to Joe Manchin? Joe Manchin is in an R+40 state. If Joe Manchin's not there, there's no Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Right.
There's none of the judges that Biden has appointed are there. Right. If Joe Manchin isn't there, like Kyrsten Sinema is a different story because I don't think that she's doing her constituents and I don't think that she's doing her supporters any favors by taking the stands that she does. But Manchin comes from one of the most conservative states in the country, and if he wasn't there, there would be a Republican. Dollars to donuts, and you know there would be no Ketanji Brown Jackson. There'd be none of the things that we've had. How are you going to put the boot to Kyrsten Sinema? Like you say, put the boot to them.
I mean,
like,
I just mean,
what does that mean? What do you?
I just mean when you know that they're. I don't know what the political version of that would be, you know, but like when you know that they're obviously digging their heels in.
That's
on
the problem.
Yeah.
You know,
you think that the Democrats haven't. I mean,
I just feel like if you were a Republican and you were doing shit, I guess what I'm asking is by comparison, if you were if you were in the Republican Party and they had some shit that they were gung ho about, and you were pulling a Kyrsten Sinema or a Chuck Manchin, and they would find some way to fuck.
Oh, they
you
totally
up
would.
get you the fuck out of there.
Oh,
So
they
I
totally
think that's
would.
what I've been. Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
also
saying?
what I've been
So
saying.
the
No, they
Democrats
totally
don't
would.
have that equivalent of anything on their side. Like they're.
Yeah, I mean, I think
know.
Cinema's going to get primaried, and I think
She
she'll
is,
probably
by
lose her
Ruben Gallion.
primary. But she's
Right,
not
but
up
the
for
damage is already
another
done
2 years.
with her little
Damage's
like
done.
thumbs down, fucking stupid antics and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
I think so. If I were majority leader,
Okay, let's hear it.
I would kick some ass because my nickname is Black Hammer.
Hammer.
I mean, I would inflict some pain. I mean, Schumer is not going to do anything.
I
He's
hate
not.
that shit. I can't stand him.
He's not going to do anything, and you need a consigliere
Schumer-
right now because we're in wartime. And the thing
if
is, I
watching
would
paint
pull.
dry was a human being, it'd be Chuck Schumer.
I know. Well, see, but the thing is, he's always wanted to be Senate Majority Leader. That was his ambition, and that was his goal all along. And he is that now. And Mitch McConnell is rolling him at every turn because he doesn't understand Senate rules and procedure. Mitch McConnell does. And see, and that's the problem. I mean, with Sinema, you know, to Ian's point, there's really nothing that Schumer's going to do because he's a pussy.
I don't think there's anything he can do. What can he do?
There's some things that he can do, but he won't pull the trigger on it.
Such as?
I'm sorry, I would just make damn sure they would get no more money from the senatorial committee. Okay. They would not get any financial support.
Money talks.
It does. It does.
Money talks. Big shit.
He's never going to do it, Ian, because I'm like, because in everybody's mind, that's a drastic measure. But at the end of the day, if you're not playing ball and you call yourself a Democrat,
yeah,
then you know what, you don't need to be in the Senate. And she's always like,
there's just
the filibuster. No, I'm an institutionalist. I'm like, bitch, you only been in the Senate for a half a term. Shut up. You're not an institutionalist.
She's bullshit.
You need to
She's
get.
So
like, if you want, and another thing that could be done is this.
She's a rubber dress wearer.
She is, and I preach. Yep. Here's the thing. She does not understand that this.
What is rubber
if y'all gonna do the filibuster, do it right. Do it how the Dixiecrats did it when they were opposing the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. If you go, I'm like, if you're not gonna get rid of the filibuster, then you better damn sure tell them you better do it the way they did it back in the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah, that's my.
You need to shut it all down or burn it down. If you're not gonna get rid of it, then fucking utilize it to the best of your ability. It only takes one senator, and it doesn't matter of which party they are from. It doesn't. Yep. And I mean, it's like they're not using the tactics that they can use to hold some shit up. I know Senate rules and procedure, and I know House rule and procedure, and I can tell you, I could tie up the Senate if I wanted to. But they're not willing to do that. They need to start pulling some bullshit on these Republicans, because every time, if y'all notice, everything is done by unanimous consent in the Senate. You can object. One person can object. But they won't use the power that they have. They don't use the tools that they have because they have a Senate majority leader who's an idiot.
Yep.
You need Amy Klobuchar or you need Elizabeth Warren running things. You do.
Yeah, I would take that.
I mean, I'm sorry, they need to be cutthroat, and they won't be cutthroat because they have no balls.
Bringing a butter knife to a gunfight.
Preach.
I'm
like,
here's my issue with the filibuster.
They're bringing a rolled up newspaper.
I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine with the minority having a vote or having a voice in debate. What I'm not fine with is the minority having veto power.
Right.
Over legislation.
Right.
I think it's Norm Ornstein and Al Franken kind of have this conception of how to reform the filibuster, where instead of needing 60 votes to advance, the other side needs 40 votes to stop something. Okay, that means that all 40 of those senators have got to be there at 3:00 in the morning when that vote's going to happen. That means 87-year-old Chuck Grassley is going to wheel his ass in at 3 a.m. to uphold a filibuster. Right. Like, it should not be a veto power
Nope.
You know, you should have to work as the minority to have your voice heard. There should be a vehicle for your voice to be heard, but you should have to put in the work. You shouldn't just raise your hand and say, "Oh, filibuster."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I guess you don't get that assault weapons ban.
No, you're right.
You know? Like,
Because
no,
right now
they
it's
should be there.
3/5. It's 3/5, and that needs to be reduced. And you know, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, you have these folks who talk the talk, but they don't. There's no action. There's not.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I mean,
I voted Democrat. I voted Democrat in every election in my lifetime, and I have never once called myself a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. I just know that Republicans are fucking crazy, and the shit that they believe in, the shit that they buy into, it does not represent me, and does not represent my views, and does not represent my beliefs, and is not what I'm about. And I vote against the Republican Party. I voted Democrat in every election since '92. And will probably for the rest of my life vote Democrat, not because I'm a Democrat, but because they're fucking crazy.
No other option.
Yeah.
Literally no other option.
No other option.
I talk a lot of shit about Democrats, etc., but I ain't never, ever, ever, ever gonna vote Republican.
But yeah, I think Ian's right though. Like, I'm not voting for Democrats. I'm voting against the Republicans.
Right.
That's what I've done my whole life. Like, it's not like
we've been lesser of two evening for how long? How long are we going to end up having to play defense?
Right. Marcus, what the hell do you have on your head?
a hot dog.
Yeah, I've been really trying not to comment on this because we've been having such a serious discussion. I didn't want to break the mold.
Sorry.
What is this?
Yo, I just want to know: is Giant paying you? Are they cutting us a check?
seriously, man.
Are they cutting
I mean,
us a check?
I brought
You
a
got
lot of
this
shit
from-
home from. Listen, I brought a lot of shit home from Giant.
Oh, this is personal advertisement.
Well, I'm going to be giving it out to everybody on the show. So,
Val, make sure you bring tons of stuff for tubing tomorrow.
We're bringing lots of things.
she's
Not
bringing
to
lots
worry.
of shit tomorrow.
Oh, and I can't forget my my paddle.
So
I'm gonna
can
set
I?
it right by the door.
I don't know where.
And
my
after
paddle-
your tubing adventure, guys,
we're going to.
the Lucky
Boo.
So-and-sos are performing
Hold on, time out.
DC9
Oh, that's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
with Ryan Lucas in supports. Very, very dope MC, Ryan Lucas, super talented, and we're
Will
We're like
Artemis
jazzy
be in
hip-hop, man.
house?
Yes.
Artemis.
He's part of the
Dude,
Lucky
Artemis-
So-and-Sos.
Artemis is the
Listen,
OG. Artemis
The
is
first
the
couple
OG.
times I've seen Lucky So-and-so's, Artemis was not there.
What?
Um.
When?
Also, Ian, didn't you tell me that your son is back?
Yeah, Andrew is back. He's
little
playing
Andrew's
bass
back.
with us. So
Super
yeah,
fun.
Nice.
that's right. That's right.
I haven't seen the lovely and talented Monday in a while either, so that'll be fun.
Well, she's actually no longer with the girl.
Oh.
We have a different singer. So
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Well.
I saw
Love
that
Monday.
picture. Hey.
I love
You know.
Monday. I love Monday.
Sorry, it was the
and-
only.
and-
It was the
and
only
all
picture
love
that
to
I
her.
could find. of-
Yeah, I just saw the
Yeah.
picture and just assumed.
It's kind of a new lineup, but we're jamming.
Excellent.
So can I?
Excited.
throw a little
DC9,
gas-
DC9 tomorrow night. After your tubing adventure, and for anybody else who wishes to join and get a night of good jazz
Sure
and
will
hip hop,
be nice and coherent and not.
you don't have to be
crispy
coherent.
fried at
You
all.
don't got to be coherent. Just roll up.
So
Just
should I
roll
put a
up.
little bit more gas on this fire, or should I kind of wind down?
Well, how about this? Before
no.
you do anything, allow me to invite all of our friends, lovers, and frenemies to like, share, and subscribe on all your favorite podcast streaming platforms. We are the District of Misfits Show. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, the District of Misfits Show. On Twitter, I guess I heard Val say we're
we're back
going
on
back
Twitter.
to Cali.
We have to.
Cali,
Yeah, we're back
at
on it.
DC Misfits. Go to our YouTube channel. Subscribe. Watch fabulous content produced by District Dogface Studio, like Grande Lock, the intersection of politics and hip hop, hosted by Ian and the formerly mentioned Artemis, and
And Tia.
and Tia, indeed.
AKA
And then,
Prowess the
And soon to
Testament.
be
She's brilliant.
topless government, but with.
oh yeah, yep, Topless Government
Crystal.
featuring our
Oh,
new
please.
friend Crystal.
Thank you.
Can't wait. Can't
Very
wait
very
to see
excited
it.
about
Sure.
that. And so go to the channel. It's all free. It's all there for you to watch. If you want to support us directly, go to crushingdc.com. Buy some gear. Be the freshest looking kid on your block. We got all kinds of fun things, gear, housewares, etc., etc. And did I hit our Twitch people up?
No, you didn't.
Twitch.
To all of our friends in Twitch land, District of Misfits. Shout out to all of you, keeping it real, long and strong, down to get the friction on. And if you are interested in being a guest on this show or creating or having a podcast of your own, we can help you with that. Reach out to us at districtdogfacestudio@gmail.com.
What?
Ian, I have a podcast for you that I knew you would fucking love, and I forgot to send it to you. But have you heard, and I'm serious, the Can't Knock the Shuffle podcast? Did he leave?
He did not want to hear what you had to say. He did not want to hear what you had to say.
Nope.
He's having technical difficulties. Don't take it personal.
Take it personal. Take it so personal it hurts.
There he is.
There you go. Ian, did you hear the name of the podcast? It's called Can't Knock the Shuffle.
Can't Knock the Shuffle?
Can't Knock the Shuffle. Give it a listen. Right. The last one I listened to was Dante Ross. And he was a big part of, fucking big Wu-Tang guy, BC Boys, just huge albums, stuff that, and it's just all about the stories behind the songs and whatever. Even that Everlast bullshit. Remember that fucking album was Whitey Ford Singing Blues? Yeah. Remember that shit? And Ace of Base stuff, just the stories are fucking crazy. And I listened to a bunch of it. It's good hip hop shit. So I wanted to pass that along. I'm gonna send it to you now on Messenger. But yeah, just fine.
Beautiful. I'll check it out. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, Grande Lock is a show on District Dogface, and it's a hip hop podcast. Myself, Artemis, Tia, we're all hip hop creators and educated folks, and so we talk about music that we love. We review new stuff. We don't shit on any music. We basically just review stuff that we like, and then we also go back and review classic albums as well. So check us out. There's 2 full seasons. Season 3 is in the works. So
It'll be back in the fall.
As I said before, when did I say it last week? I think I said last week they were voted
43rd.
37th. Top 45.
Top 40.
Top 45. It was top 45 hip hop shows, podcasts in the nation.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
2021.
Thank you. Nice. Considering we do very little promotion, I'm surprised that we got on the list.
I was shocked as shit when I found out. It's I didn't know what the fuck. How does this happen?
Me too. It's a fun show. It's a fun show, and I highly recommend it. Anybody who loves hip hop. We love hip hop, and I hope it comes through when you listen to the show and check us out. And if you want to hear Artemis and myself do perform hip hop that's original, come out to the show DC9 tomorrow night.
You heard it here.
Yes.
Marcus, play some TikToks.
So, light the fire or be happy?
Let's go with be happy, because I got to leave in 10 minutes. I'm tired of shit. It's been a long day, bro. It's been a long motherfucking day.
You two decide to take couples therapy? Because she be tripping? Mr. Solo, would you mind putting your blaster away? I told you to leave it in the Falcon, bitch! Bitch, why are you sitting like that? Because I don't want to look at you, bitch! Sounds like we're having some communication issues. He can communicate just fine as long as it's with a Wookiee. At least I didn't make out with my brother. First of all, bitch, we kissed a little and I didn't even know he was my brother back then. Let's be a bit more constructive. The Millennium Falcon smells like feet, bitch. Well, if you don't like it there, bitch, why don't I just drop you off at Alderaan? Oh, yeah, that's right, it blew up. I'll kill you, bitch! No blasters. Okay, I'm cool. The point is, you both have been through a lot. Han, you spent your entire childhood as a slave on Corellia. And Leia, you just found out that you have a twin brother and that your father is Darth Vader. You both need to be more sympathetic towards each other. Okay, bitch, I can do that. I love you. Ho ho. I know. That is not your slogan, bitch!
What the fuck?
Oh wow, I love it. That was good.
Oh Taco Bell.
So we all know people.
I love Star
Taco
Wars.
Bell better be giving that dude some
Obi-Wan was kick-ass.
It was
Obi-Wan
good.
great.
I liked his ass whooping of Darth in the last one. That was awesome.
You know what?
Okay, I haven't seen it because I don't have Apple Plus or whatever the fuck that is.
It's
Disney.
It's, Disney.
Oh my
Disney, I
God.
don't have that.
Do
Oh, I'll
you
have
love
it
Darth
next
Vader?
year, maybe.
Crystal, do you love Darth Vader?
I love.
You know
Darth
what?
Is your name
Yes.
Crystal?
I love
Yeah.
Darth
You
Vader.
need Disney Plus, and you need to check out the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Some high quality Darth Vader.
That means I have.
I'll give you my
another-
Disney password,
Oh, thank
Crystal.
All right, there we go. Val.
I mean, I have
Val's got you hooked
Hulu, but that's through my chosen family.
up.
All right, so we all know how people from Florida are built different.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
We handle gators in Florida.
So
Why is it
I've seen that.
cast iron skillet?
I've seen that video, and my theory is the way that that dude handled that gator.
He
It's
knows
not
that
the
gator.
first time. It's
Yeah,
not his
he knows
first
that
time dealing with the gator.
Right, yeah,
But
no,
I
I
have
agree.
another theory. That is not
seen
the
that
first
motherfucker?
time he has dealt with that particular gator. He looked like
Okay.
he had a name for that gator, and he was like, "God damn it, Clarence, get on out of here." You can see he almost kind of cussed at him. Like it was like some personal shit when he whacked him with the pan. He was like, "I'm fucking sick and tired of your ass." He had the whole thing, no hesitation in his technique. He just
Him
like
and Jeffrey been getting fucked up.
I was joking. He
Like,
probably got a
that
little
man-
holster, little quick draw thing he had back here, his little sling. He just fucking.
Jeffrey done ate every dog on that house. Like,
And my man with the frying pan was done.
Why the
He was
frying
like,
pan?
Yeah, seriously, that's a good
"You don't have
share.
to
Why?
reload.
He's
You
probably
don't have to
barbecuing out
reload."
back. He's probably cooking out back.
Like Rapunzel in Tangled.
You think he's gonna clean that frying
How
pan
about
before he
this?
uses
How about
it?
this?
Listen, he
Another
don't use
theory.
that frying pan for shit else but hitting that fucking alligator.
Maybe, just maybe.
That thing is right next to the door. It's right next to the door.
Oh,
Here
it's on a
goes
hook.
Jeffrey. Let me go get my shit.
It's on a hook.
Let me get my
If
Jeffrey
not in a
shit.
holster.
It's not on the hook. It's on the hook. He go outside and the Jeffrey that ate up one of his little puppies again. And
My
call
theory
it.
is he loved Jeffrey. He loved Jeffrey, but he ain't putting up with Jeffrey shit.
It's like that friend that come. It's like that friend that come to the house. You really like fucking with him.
I
so they
would
drink up
shoot
all
you,
your liquor.
Jeffrey, but you just been
Yeah.
around.
Oh
for so
no,
long.
I would get the cast iron skillet out on their ass on that. No
Right,
way.
Yeah.
no shit.
He fucking
I have
gets
three.
until he drink up his shit.
Cast irons are
Did he
awesome.
watch?
Gator's
Did he
name
wash
is
that
Jeffrey.
pan before using it again?
He's never used it again.
No.
How you get?
No, you scrub it
You
with
watch
salt.
it just to hit him again.
No, that's
only.
just his. That's just his
That's
whacking.
just-
That's
skill.
just for Jeffrey.
Oh, okay.
That's
Alright.
just
That's the beating skillet.
this-
He
It's
beat
a whacking
his
skillet.
kids with that. He beat his kids with that. He beat his grandkids with that. He beat his wife with it. Like,
use
He's the
cast
smoky
iron
white.
to
He's the
cook.
smoky white
I
devil.
bet you that dude sit in the house drinking Bud Light or whatever crusty ass brand they got in Florida.
Natty
And
light.
be like,
Natty
don't,
light.
and when they be talking shit to him, he be like, "Don't make me go get my skillet." Look.
Like I said,
stop
he might
fucking
have it
grandpa, he's
in
taking
a
all your
holster.
skillet.
Oh Lord.
That thing on
All right, I got a meme that our friend Molly posted. She shared a post today, and I really like it.
I would like all the women in my life to stop for a minute, take a long, deep breath, burn everything to the motherfucking ground. Yes,
After
Lord.
coffee, of course.
I actually feel like that almost every day when I'm in the office. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, like
I do. Burn, baby, burn.
all right.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely felt that on Friday.
You know, it's all fun and games until, because like a black people fret is I'm gonna burn this motherfucker down.
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden we burn some shit down, everybody get all surprised. Like I've been warning you, but we didn't burn some shit down in what, 60, 30 some years? Rodney King's last burned down?
Yep.
No, I'm sorry, what, no, I'm sorry, Trayvon, not Trayvon. What's the dude name in Milwaukee? We burned some shit down there.
George Floyd.
Or whatever. George Floyd, there you go. Everybody that was that, we burned some shit down there.
Jamie, take a drink.
Take a shot.
I'm not.
Just take a shot.
Fuck y'all.
Jamie, take a shot.
Y'all ain't correct me. Y'all
Take a shot.
motherfuckers ain't correct me. Everybody's mind was like,
Take a
at the
shot.
same damn
No,
time.
Ian corrected
Did you not? I'm sorry.
Ian
Did
corrected
you not
you.
see me shaking my head in just shame? Like,
You still ain't telling me shit.
I'm not giving you shit, bro. I'm letting you swing in the wind. Take a shot.
I'll be right. Let me go get my yak.
Yeah. You know how we do. Stop playing. I remember my first day.
Hey, motherfucker.
I remember my first podcast.
All right, so while he's doing that, Ian, you got any last words?
Boo, I remember you wasn't ready, nigga.
I'm always ready.
What's up?
You got any last words, Ian? You spent. Okay, cool. Go see Lucky So-So's. They're playing.
Yeah. There you go.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, DC9. All you people who work on weekends, you got Mondays off. Come on now.
Fuck you, dude.
That's me.
That's my day of rest is Monday. That's my do nothing Mondays, man. Fuck that.
Not tomorrow though.
Fuck.
Gotta go see Lucky So-and-So's.
Crystal, any last words?
I know everybody's weary right now, but you know, we all got to coalesce and get this shit done. And also, I'm looking forward to topless government. Looking forward to teaching everybody how our government works and how when it's fucked up, like it is now.
I can't wait, yo.
I'm excited.
I like it. Can't wait.
Boo, you should see her potential guest list.
Oh,
cool.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
If you need a legal / jazz correspondent, I got you.
Okay.
Are you gonna do scat takes?
Well, Crystal and I are planning on doing a live election night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've done that. We've attempted to do that before.
We've done election night, but never have we ever
DCTVD.
done election night with anyone that's actually involved in politics. And I would be, you could be like our Steve Kornacki, but with a lot more flavor and way less nerdy.
Yeah, I there have been so many election nights where I have gotten fucked up.
Oh, well, election nights.
I mean, doing shots and waiting for the returns, and then going up to your boss and hugging him and telling him, "Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Senate Kool-Aid."
Don't drink the Senate Kool-Aid.
And they do.
And they do. And then
that
you
on a t-shirt.
it.
Val, write that down. Don't drink the Senate Kool-Aid. Put it on a t-shirt. You fucking throw that on the website.
I realized
got enough shit to do.
What's the generation under me, the Z's or whatever, don't actually know what half this shit means.
Yeah.
Like I said, don't drink the Kool-Aid, and they were like, "What does that mean?" So I do explain to them.
Oh, wow! You had to explain Kool-Aid to some kids.
No, I had to explain the don't drink the Kool-Aid. Like,
yeah.
The reference to that.
Jones.
Jim Jones.
So in the 70s, there was this dude that had a cult in South America.
In Guyana.
Yep.
Guyana. Thank you. Sorry.
Yep.
And like killed a bunch of motherfuckers. They were like, "That's not true," and I was like,
"Oh,
please." And who the fuck are your parents that you missed this? Like,
they made a movie about it, kid.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that the majority of my coworkers would not know what that actual reference meant. Now that I think about it,
a lot of shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna find
I married
out.
into a Guyanese family, so I got I know.
Oh yeah, motherfucker.
I know my Jim Jones.
Have you ever been to Guyana?
I have not. My wife and her sister went down there when they were kids, and they saw big spiders, and they were like, "We are never fucking coming back."
Thank you for
they were like in the jungle,
not ever going to Guyana.
Big ass spiders and big ass mosquitoes and all kinds of shit. And they're like, no.
No,
going back to the States.
I was about to say you sound like a DC Cowboys fan. Like, nah, I ain't never been.
All right, so let's get happy with a sassy doggy.
Get down. Stop.
I'm going to play that again because I like this one.
Get down. Stop.
What? Hey, what you gonna do?
Fuck you gonna do, bro?
That was me last night.
Marcus, is that you?
Just totally random. I just opened up a page on my tablet and according to Yahoo.com, Green Day's Billy Joe Armstrong tells fans he's renouncing his U.S. citizenship over this.
Yeah, that's on Bing right now.
Like,
really?
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck it. Cheers.
Again.
You know what though? It must be nice to have so much money that you can renounce your U.S. citizenship and go live anywhere else in the world because you.
Like,
been in a
Y'all
pop
really?
band for 30
y'all
years.
seen
Like,
Bay? Y'all seen Bay? Most stuff. I'm out. Like motherfucker, I can't do that.
Yeah,
I
no.
can't, no, let me go get my son real quick. Like I feel like fucking Argentina's nice this time of the fucking year. Nigga, fuck you.
Like, bye, bitch. Bye, Becky.
All right, the last TikTok of the evening.
Go be white
of course.
somewhere else. Shit, motherfucker, fuck you. Like, what you escaping? Your happiness? Shit.
Oh my God.
Jamie, do you have any? Jamie, do you have last words?
No, yeah, you know I do got last words. Fuck him right now.
I'm sure he does.
This fucking white man.
oh,
whatever,
wait, stop.
You
Hold
gonna
up.
waste your good white man time in this white ass country.
Jamie.
That's a waste of white skin.
I got a question for you.
Perfectly good waste of a white boy.
He's not making me feel better. Like, you know what? I'm leaving you guys because it's just too much for me. With
I
my
have a
white
question for the panel.
Dookie. Fuck you. Like,
Okay.
I got a question. Did anybody know that there's a Snoop Dogg impersonator out there who calls himself Dupe Snog?
No.
No.
He
No,
apparently
no.
fooled a NFT conference for like rolled up
No
in there
shit.
like and had them all fucking completely yeah. Dupe Snog.
yeah.
Dupe
That's
Snog.
fucking-
Let's look him up.
Yeah. Dupe Snoggy Snog. Fucking
Can you
done.
book him for next week?
I'm fucking finished, yo.
Book him for the show for next week.
Oh my god, yo!
Might be-
For shizzle.
might
Let's do
actually
this
be
shit.
worth some money now. Like, so I
Find
think
his
we
ass
can
on
afford
Instagram.
that.
Let's slide into
Oh
the
my
DMs.
God.
I like hearing how people fuck over rich people.
Oh, if you were fucking over finance bros,
yeah,
we could be
okay.
friends.
Well, y'all need to
People are
listen to
hyper
this podcast called Scammers.
Oh, I've heard of it. I've
So
heard
good.
That's just calling my younger cousins back home.
In Nigeria?
Dirty motherfuckers.
These your Nigerian cousins, Jamie?
No, these are my West Philly cousins. Old dirty bitches. Like, make me sick.
Oh, dirty dishes.
He gave me his credit card, so I ran that thing up, and he ain't never gonna see me again. So you see, you the reason why, goddamn it, like, or city girls, fuck them bitches.
What are you even talking about right now?
Yeah, what are you saying?
See, y'all old ass motherfuckers. City Girls is a rap group to African American females. Who
Wait,
just
she's a single rapper named City Girls?
No, I said it's a rap group.
A rap group.
With two African American females.
Are they like
all
Fanny
their
Pack?
all their songs are about scamming niggas. They're like, well, you'll hear one song of like, what are y'all bitches? Y'all bitches need to go to jail.
Does any of those songs
jail.
involve
One of them did go to
dudes
jail
waking up in
for
bathtubs
scamming.
full of ice, missing a kidney?
No, not that bad, but I'll take your credit card. Look
Oh.
at these nasty bitches. That's one of them.
Wait
That's
a
one
minute,
of
that's
them.
Cardi
that?
B.
No, on the one
Nah,
on
that's
the
not
left
Cardi
is
B.
one of the City Girls. Cardi B's on the right.
Yeah.
It doesn't say Cardi B.
Yeah.
No, it says City
the one
Girls.
the one on the left is one of the City Girls. Cardi B was on
I've
the right.
got Cardi B. I've got Cardi
That's
B
not
back
Cardi
here.
B.
Okay.
Tell you it's not.
That's
Here's
Cardi
another
B.
pic- here's another picture.
I know that weird ass face.
Yeah.
So, hold on, here's another picture of him.
Not weird. She's sexy. Yep, they're them trifling bitches go.
That's the same girl.
She look real Cardi B-ish in that one.
Well, yeah,
No.
it's her.
And the
Does she have
first
blue
one,
contacts in?
Either way.
Does she have blue contacts in the first picture?
Hey,
No, it's
that's
the
right.
eyeliner.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it's okay. It's eyeshadow. I got
yeah,
you.
she's looking real Cardi B-ish like the motherfucker right there. Anyway,
Jamie.
these hoes look like they'll rob the fuck out you.
Well, there's,
She looks
there's
like
a whole thing.
half a Cardi B.
Listen, there's a whole like
That's Cardi
rap
B.
scene about scamming people. There's a whole scam rap.
Shit.
Whole scene of it.
You don't
Scam
say,
rap?
Marcus.
Yeah.
Scam rap.
Scam
Called
rap.
Dogecoin.
I respect the
Oh, shit.
hustle.
All right, last TikTok of the night.
It's like the perfect place to get murdered by a horror movie villain. There are no horror movie villains here. That's where you're wrong, bitch. Y'all came to the wrong lake, bitch. Wait, you don't want to hurt us. Actually, it's kind of what we do. I also like to write Game of Thrones fan fiction. What about you, Michael Myers? You ready to kill these bitches? I actually have a couple pages from my fan fiction if anyone wants to read it before I kill you guys. Bitch, can you please focus? Let's cut these motherfuckers in half. Who out here trying to fuck with the homie? My name Waffle House. I steal, fight, do drugs, and I never put sugar in my grits. Bitch, you think we afraid of you? You ain't gotta be afraid to get knocked the fuck out. I just realized I got a dentist appointment in the morning. I gotta go. You know what? I'm gonna find some friends that support my writing. Michael Myers, what about you, bitch? I got the eye of the tiger. Thanks for saving us, Waffle House. Here's Johnny. That is not your slogan, bitch!
Oh my god.
Did you see that meme this week? It was like Denny's is Waffle House for people who can't fight.
They apparently never been to a Waffle House.
Oh my god!
Oh fuck!
That's the real shit. You can go from having a real good time to becoming a witness real quick at the Waffle House, yo.
No shit. I lived in North Carolina, dude. I saw some wild shit and some fucking
Waffle House after dark.
Before we go, I know you guys were talking about Snyder and the commies earlier in the show.
Come on, man.
Why did I just see this window? This fucking thing, headline just popped up in my fucking. That was a phone ring. Why did this headline pop up? Dan Snyder allegedly had milk poured in Nationals.
Oh, I read that.
As payback for a business deal.
I read that earlier. Yeah.
Because he's just a terrible person.
He's a horrible human being.
Yard Barker, which I'm like, that's not a real site, but
it is. It's a sports site.
It's got like some shit, and so yeah, apparently like so let me just read this first couple paragraphs, just because fuck Dan Snyder. But this week's congressional hearing on the toxic workplace culture of the Washington Commanders has uncovered alleged despicable acts from owner Dan Snyder. Aside from serious sexual harassment allegations, former team chief operating officer Dan Pauken told the House Oversight Committee several instances that shine more of a negative light on Snyder. Michael Phillips of the Richmond Times-Dispatch shared a transcript of Pauken's deposition prior to the hearing, detailing an incident in which Snyder ordered him to pour milk in the FedEx Field suite of Nationals principal owner Mark Lerner as payback for a business deal that disfavored Snyder. Quote, "We completed a business deal with the Lerners that, in Dan's view, was way too much money to pay, but we needed the parking." Pauken's testimony read, Dan wanted to see Mark Lerner's suite, and we go up there to his suite. This was on a non-game day. Dan asked me to pour milk on the carpet under the seating in Mark Lerner's suite so that the suite would smell like sour milk when the Lerner family came in on game day. And he had someone whose name was redacted do that on another occurrence. So if you're asking me things I regret doing, that would fall under the category. I owe Mark Lerner an apology, and I did it because Dan told me to do it. What in the actual?
When is this dude getting fired by the NFL, dude?
Hold on. I have to deal with Dan Snyder and his bullshit in the fall during the season. It's fucking June. Can we just give Dan Snyder a rest? I don't need to hear it.
What a child. I mean, if he really wanted to do some shit, he would just take a block of cheese and staple it to the underneath the cushions. You know what I'm saying? Like, let that shit fucking. Jesus. Anyways, I digress. Marcus, take it away.
Crystal, thank you. This was great. I hope you learned something tonight.
Yeah, that all of y'all fucking crazy.
Yes.
I warned you ahead of time.
I'm going to say I've done 100 shows, and I've gone 100 times without using my motherfucking safe word.
So,
Street continues.
I used it twice.
That being said, we're at 100. We're at 109 shows, I believe, right now.
Total? Since the District of Misfits started?
The Misfits, not DC as fuck. Just the Misfits.
Damn.
109. Bitches.
Why didn't we do 100 shows?
I need a fucking syndication.
We're all
we
a bunch
weren't paying
of
attention.
alcoholic, druggy, degenerate,
I made a note to actually do that.
disorganized for weirdos.
Let's do 110 then. Let's do something weird like that.
Next week, let's do something fun.
For
Our
110.
Centennial plus.
We should do our top. We should do our favorite top 10s on this bitch next week for 110.
I can't get you guys to fucking timestamp a show. We ain't
Finger fighting is my
I don't
one
think I could handle
favorite.
the trauma of rewatching all of those episodes to find those moments.
You need like one of those. You need like one of those clip episodes where it's like
we did for the DC as fuck
show.
show.
Like an episode of Family Ties where they go back and they like it's like remember when Alex
you know how much
did
work?
this?
Do you
And
know
then
how much?
they go,
Do you know how much work that DC?
leg.
How much work I had to put in for the reunion show? Fuck you. Not doing it. Not doing it.
I don't remember it, but I remember
A very special District of Misfits show. That's what I think we need.
I think that's a good idea.
No, I don't think it's a good idea at all.
I want to try to find. I heard Mike Tyson has a strain of weed that's available in DC. I want to try to find it this week and review it on the show next week.
Okay.
So that would be a great show.
Right.
Possibly. I hear it's.
If you need someone to sample with you, I'll.
Yo, and I heard he's got gummies that are coming out. That's an ear with a piece bitten out of it.
That's amazing.
That would make me eat it edible.
That's
I would
amazing.
do it just to get it.
Mike Tyson owes so much money to the IRS, yo. Like somebody.
He's a real business genius.
Yo.
Grab his dick and twist it! Oh my God.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you for watching another District of Misfits show. The episode called Fuck. We love you.
We'll see you in hell.
We're totally insane.